Good. Now,
Welcome to our next game. Lately, we've played Sunless Citadel. Now we are moving on to Forge of Fury. At this point, our characters have had about 6 months of downtime in the town of Tribor, in the heart of the northwestern region of Faerun. So I sent out the the write up of what happened at the end. I want to quickly go through. I've talked to Tim, who's playing Aura, about his already. I think we've covered everything you needed there, right? And you can go ahead and add up the money per month that you got from working the textiles. Tallow's been working in the tavern, and
Tyler's not been working in the tavern. He's spending a lot of time there. He spends his free time there. Tallow, at Jim's place, he's gonna try his hand at setting up an orchard. He's gonna try
nice.
and he'll try growing some apple trees there over the 6 months. See if he can get
Do you
nice
want to
hand.
sell any of those apples? Did you want to sell any of those apples?
I mean, it depends upon, again, I think, I'm not very much of a, green thumb, but my understanding is it takes a number of years, especially with fruit trees, to get them to fruit. But if he's successful, like I think, maybe like the first crop, he's going to definitely eat many of them, share them with his friends, share them with Jerry. He'll be donating them. Like he'll bring like a bushel to the inn when he goes there. Like like kind of like Norman Cheers. Like he arrives at the inn like around like like 5 o'clock, and he comes in with a bushel of apples. You know, he's
I
not
know
looking
the
to make a
inn's.
profit.
I know the inn has been. They've been talking to you a little, talking to Tallow about the recipes that he knows, and have been really keen on them teaching. You teaching them and stuff. How do you want to play that one out? Because they've been really liking your recipes and stuff like that. Are you just kind of
That
donating
would
your time, or?
I mean, that would be the one small thing. I mean, I think you nailed it in the write up, Cole. Tallow is definitely more of an eater than a cook. I think it was actually Quay who took those recipes too. So Tallow, he might have
oh, you're
like a
right.
couple
Yeah.
like rustic recipes, but he's more an eater.
And are you still helping with the festivals as well? Because I mean, I don't think anybody can party quite like Tallow.
Absolutely. Oh my god, yeah.
So you're kind of overseeing some of that and helping. So kind of like consulting as you eat. You get to test some of the food. People come to you like, "Hey, we're having this competition in the pie baking contest. Tallow, I need you to check out. I need you to try my grandmother's recipe." So you're getting to test all these foods. People are like really
And
enjoying, your advice.
he sticks like a like a fat halfling finger right in the pie and just scoops out a bit in the pie. But he's a very generous soul. I mean, he is always looking to help people out in the town.
Nice. Let's see here. So we know what Tallow's doing. We've got and I tell you what, we're gonna have Meepo come in every once in a while and kind of help you tend to some of those trees with Calcrix. And Calcrix, of course, had that polymorph spell or an illusion spell on him as well. So he's actually a bronze dragon. So he ever comes to visit, and he brings some apples, and he like helps with your orchard a little bit, gives you some tips to help you get it off the ground. So he's still like a. I know the group is not family, but for you guys, Meepo's like your kind of one of your family friends. So he
Right.
still visits. So he's still around. He does not want to adventure with you anymore. That dangerous part of his life is over, and he is fine helping with Calcrix and when Calcrix needs to do stuff. So let's see. Then we've got um, Peter's character Variance. So what's Variance doing, Peter?
I guess first of all, he sees if any of these cottages are for sale.
So yeah, so in the write up, the Bowhammer actually sent a whole group of her workers to help and actually rebuild Jerry's place into this giant. Well, I won't say giant, but this nice little mansion for all of you guys. So you
Oh,
actually got a whole space in there just for you that's big and spacious and has whatever you want in your space. If you wanted to have like I mean, just for example, if you want to have a library of stuff about religion or, maps or whatever, you've got a big space, and the people of the town have been so happy to give you that and to help you all renovate. They've all been pitching in to renovate, over the month. So you've got this big space, or you can even, go to try to buy one on your own, but you've got one for free.
Cool.
The space. So yeah, you can actually have whatever you want in that room that fits your character.
That's cool. What I was thinking was he wants to have a garden of
Nice.
like herbs and wildflowers and stuff like that he tends. Um, he being unused to uh, living in a community, he acclimates by kind of compensating by being super helpful. Like he's always willing to help somebody put up a barn raise or you know, fix something or plow a field or anything. He just goes around trying to help.
Nice.
Um,
And probably people are asking for you to help pray with them and maybe help with some healing if people have got like any kind of sickness, I'm sure, because he's done that before.
yeah.
And yeah, and Jim's old farm, a house, of course now it's been enlarged, but it's got a big spot out there, so you can have like you can have Tallow's orchard and your little garden right next to each other and fenced in and everything, all together.
And,
It's a really
and
big
variants
spot.
and
Nice.
variants. If you're all right with it, like a lot of, not a lot of times, couple times, Talo will tag along, and while variance is doing the barn raising, Talo will take a supervisory role. Like he'll set up like a folding chair from a distance, and he'll kind of give his like pointers.
Lift up that side over there. Yeah. Uh, cool. Yeah. So that's how he spends his time. The last thing I guess would be what are how do you handle like tools like I'm proficient in herbalism kit, so I would want to make some potions of healing if that's possible.
Sure, what we'll do is we'll roll for some, maybe let's roll a D4, see if you can make a couple of those.
Okay. A one.
No one. All right, so we're gonna add one to that. So we'll say you got two,
Nice.
and
I'm gonna make a proficiency check just to make sure it came out
if
right.
you crit, I'll double it. Crit, 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 crit. Damn
Uh,
you.
what attribute should I use for making this?
Um, let's go with Arcana, or Arcana skill.
Arcana's
Or
intelligence.
or I tell you what we can do. We could, if you like, to do like we sort of like we did with Aura's character, is we could have you be working on a special herbalism skill over the 6 month time. So each 3 month time is you get a rank in the skill. So the first rank you get proficiency, second rank you get expertise. So we could do expertise in it. And then you would use your Arcana skill. I'm not sorry, you use your intelligence to make the potions. So then you would roll that with double proficiency.
Okay. So 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 what do I do? What's the first step here? Do I
Add herbalism to your character sheet as a skill. You can add it anywhere, and then
okay.
just say if you're working over a 3 month time. I would think probably over a 3 month time, you probably get 3 months worth of practice in it. If you're helping other people, so what we'll do is we'll do one rank, and you use your intelligence, and you have proficiency in it. So then if you do another 3 months next time, then you'll get expertise, and you'll double your proficiency in it.
Okay.
And for each rank, you'll roll 1d4. Sound good? We do that?
Sure. Sure.
Awesome.
Sounds good. So I spend
Mhm.
3 of the 6 months learning this, so I have a rank one in herbalism.
Yep.
And I rolled a 15.
That looks good to me. So we'll go with you're the roll plus one. So two healing potions as you've been learning on the herbalism kit.
Nice. Thank you.
Cool. All right. And George and Mitchell, I'm going to bring you guys um, in here. I'll say that Hannibal has gone missing for a while, and you're not sure where he is. We'll figure out what's going on with him when he comes back in 2 weeks. Um, so let me go over here to a new tale, which is the end of our little write up. So late spring, the weather turned hot. Humidity hung thick in the air, and the heroes spent time with their friends in Tribor, enjoying summer brews and good food. The smell of roasted chicken wafted through downtown. In the tavern that night, as they drank and reminisced about what happened half a year ago and debated how far they'd come in such a short time, a drenching rain swept into town, not unlike that night they all met. The moment sent a chill down their spines, and silence consumed them. The door to the tavern blew open, rain flung into the room by the gust as three individuals came inside and gazed around. The townsfolk stopped what they were doing and watched them questioningly. Jerry stirred, a cautious look on his face. Then the three saw what they were looking for. They approached the heroes. The individuals removed their hoods. One of them was dressed in traveling armor, a long sword at his side and a shield at his back. A woman removed her hood. Though somewhat different, she could have been the twin of Aura's old guardian. Then, the third person removed his hood. A feebler Amos, tears streaking his cheek, said, "It's Lily. She's been taken." The three will sit down at your table, and as they do, two more individuals are going to actually enter the tavern. And they look and they find the three individuals sitting at the table, and they stand over by the door. One of them is a half orc. The other one is an elven individual. So George and Mitchell, this will be you guys. You've been hired by these individuals based on some travels that you've had and some things that you've done to come and help them as well. All right. So what would you guys like to do?
So Amos, what happened to Lily? What do you mean she was taken?
So he breaks down a little bit more, tries to compose himself, and he's sobbing. He's like, "I, he, she was taken days ago, weeks. I can't remember. I, I don't
Who
know who
took
it
her?
was. I don't know. They were hooded, in black robes. We only." And then the man with the sword puts his hand on Amos's shoulder and looks at you as he says, "We don't know who they are, but we think we know where they went." He says, "My name is Jer. My friend
Yeah.
here, she we'll get to her later. But what's important is that his daughter was taken. His daughter is very important to us. I myself and my compatriot, we're um, we're from Neverwinter, and we needed Lily to find her way safely to the city. It's imperative. Amos has told us that you've seen Lily's, shall we say, gift.
Yes.
Lily is, well, she had received somehow through many generations the ability to, the ability of prophecy. There are many charlatans in this world who claim to have the power itself. Lily is the real thing. And we have worked with our temple keepers to get her to Neverwinter safely once she was of age. She turned 13 this past winter, not long after you all arrived here in Tribor. It's imperative we get her back. If she was taken because of her gift, and I believe that she was, then the dangers are far, far more important than I can possibly explain. And then he kind of rocks back. Amos is can't seem to compose himself, and then the woman sitting there keeps staring at Aura. Now, Aura, you don't need to roll for this.
Right.
The more you look at this woman and you look into her eyes, you can swear she looks just like the woman who you and I know who I'm talking about.
Right.
And it is very eerie. And then she breaks the glance and then she pays attention to the conversation. And she says nothing.
Is there any marks that might be there from what happened?
There,
Do I notice anything at all? Like she would be glaring at her, looking at her with daggers drawn underneath the table.
there are no marks, strangely enough, that you could see on this woman. It's almost like either a clone or almost like a twin. And it's
She,
unnerving.
she doesn't say anything, but continues to just eye her down. Doesn't take her eyes off of her at all.
Are they
All
locking
right.
eyes?
They
Not
did
anymore.
from not anymore. Not anymore. Jerry nuzzles up next to Tallow, almost trying to find his hand. And he
Talo's hand is instinctively there. Talo has one hand goes to Jerry's head, starts soothing him calming him on the top of his head, and the other hand he has an apple that he is taking a big bite of, looking with much curiosity at his friend Aura.
Okay, we're gonna do something interesting. Don't you love it when I say that?
Yeah.
All right, Pod, I would like you to roll me. I'm just trying to think. Do I want to do this? Yeah, I'm going to do this. I would like you to roll me a nature check and an arcana check.
And who is that?
Sorry?
Who is that?
Me? Cole?
Who do you want to roll?
Oh, what to roll? Oh, yes. I want a nature check and an arcana check.
From Talo.
Yes, from talent. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I just
Oh, that's all right. Oh, nice. Okay. So you've been spending a lot of time, of course, with Jerry. You and Aura. Jerry's been hanging around, kind of sharing, wandering around the town. Everybody loves Jerry. But you're starting to notice with the nature check that Jerry's not quite a normal mastiff. And there's something off, not in a bad way, but he's different. And then you start seeing Jerry pick up on strange things, like he can understand different, almost like he can understand a few.
We're cutting in a little in and out.
Cole, you there?
Oh no.
Mm.
Just as it was getting interesting.
Yeah.
Animal that was polymorph.
There he
Why
is.
would anyone
Oh, okay,
polymorph a dog?
You cut out there.
You've been
Oh,
cut
I'm
off.
sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Where did I get to? Or what was the last thing you heard?
Talking about the
You
mastiff not
pretty
being a
much-
normal mastiff.
Yeah, it's not a normal mastiff. Not in a bad way.
What if he disconnected again?
Uh-oh. Okay. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
Sorry about that. Well, sorry, I think we have like a billion people on my internet right now. What was the last thing that you heard me say?
The Mastiff is not a normal Mastiff, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, not in a bad way. Okay, so with that Arcana check, you've been paying more attention though to some things that Jerry's been picking up on, and you begin to wonder, why would anyone ever polymorph a Mastiff? I mean, why? I mean, that's just kind of strange. One Mastiff? Well, you've heard of some animals that are actually magical animals, and you're starting to wonder if Jerry might be one of them. So you haven't had a complete proof yet, but you're starting to wonder.
Oh, Tallow definitely no. He spent some time with Jerry. He talks. He will occasionally cast speak with animals, like when he's like late at night and Tallow's in a philosophical mood. He'll cast speak with animals and he'll talk with Jerry like into the deep hours of the night. He knows Jerry is. He knows Jerry is special.
He always talks with that same accent. Well, Tallow,
Yes.
it's wonderful that we can talk again. You know,
Oh, what's going on? Oh, my Jerry. How you
but
been, boy?
you have another one of those apples.
Oh, oh.
Tonight, as Jerry stirred and you're rubbing his head, he kind of whimpers a little bit, and it's strange, and it's not like he's almost a little nervous. It's just something unnerving about the storm, the people that Lily has been taken, even though he's never met Lily. It's all very strange. But Jerry's almost got a sixth sense about him, and you started to trust that. So he senses something, and it's beyond just being scared or sensing immediate danger. Something more. So we'll leave Jerry there. What else would you guys like to do?
Excuse me, Mitch. What's your character's name, if I may ask?
It's Zorg.
Zorg. Z-O-R-G?
That is correct.
Thank you.
And did Mitch his character and George's character come in with these other three figures?
So, great question. So let me go over to Zorg, and is it pronounced Nero?
Nero.
Nero. So Nero and Zorg, you probably got to know a little bit about each other on the way here. You were hired by by Gare to come, and because you have been heroes in your own right, working, we'll say, around Neverwinter some, and doing a couple of jobs, and were hired by him to come to Tribor to help with this situation. The reason you came in a little later is you were putting the horses up. So at this point, we'll say Gear actually motions for you both to come over here and is going to introduce you both. He says, I'd like to introduce you to two individuals who have been working with us around Neverwinter lately. They're trusted individuals and they are keen experts at combat. This is Nero and Zorg.
I hold out my hand and say, hello, it's good to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you.
I am
Nero.
Variance.
Nero shakes your hand and gives a slight bow of the head.
And this is Tallow and Aura.
We'll meet. My name's Tallow.
So
just slightly.
Jerry is
nods.
going to get up. Jerry's going to get up. He's going to walk over to y'all, and he's going to sniff you.
This is Jerry.
And he's going to walk back over, and he's going to sit right back down by Tallow, and he's going to lay down on the floor and just kind of chill out.
When Gary comes over, I give him the back of my hand.
He sniffs it, and he kind of nudges it a little bit, gives you a little lick.
I use my animal handling, give him a little pet on the head when he does that to kind of greet him.
So he's enjoying that.
Tallow likes that. Say that.
roll me an animal handling.
Hang on a second. Let me get to my sheet here.
Oh, great.
Nice.
Nice. So he, as you scratch his
very
head, he gets happier and happier, and then he turns his big hairy butt towards you in hopes that you'll give him a good scratch on his butt.
Yeah, why not? Right in the back, right by where the tail meets the the hindquarters.
Yeah, he kind of his leg shakes a little bit,
Was a good
and
boy.
he's happy. So he gets happier. He walks over by Tallow, and he's like, Hank, he kind of nudges Tallow like, okay, we're okay. We're okay.
Oh, just so you know, George, my character, his name is Variance. He's a tiefling. His skin is like an ash gray. His eyes glow like embers, and his hair is black with white ends. And he's tall, 6 feet tall, well-built tiefling.
Well, big fella.
Yeah.
With a flaming sword.
Is it always on fire?
No, it's in the sheath right now.
That's what she
All
said.
right.
I mean, my one off-color joke for the night. So yeah.
Is there an empty chair at the table?
You can certainly pull. This is a very large table.
Right.
It's their usual table. In fact, everybody knows it's their usual table, and they're cool with that. So you can actually, there's plenty of room to
Right.
actually pull up another
Yeah.
chair and sit
Say
down
reach
for that.
over, grab a chair, kind of put it up and join the table.
All right, sounds good.
So, Gary, you said you know where the people that took Lily went?
General vicinity, yes. There is. I think it's best if I give you more information first. So we think they've headed north. Our intelligence says that they may be using or trying to access old creations by a series of dwarven individuals at a lost dungeon. I do not have all the information. However, I believe that if you head north, you could eventually reach a small town north of Mirabar. If you go to this town, there are people who would know more about the ruin itself, but our intelligence says that there's much activity around it. Now, I would certainly recommend if you would like to go to Mirabar proper. It's a very large city. The dwarves have a mining complex under the city proper above ground, which is mostly human, some half elven, and they work together to ship out much of the ore that we enjoy in Faerun. It's a good place to get supplies before you reach the town proper.
Okay.
So from there, there's another small town near what we call the Stone Tooth. It's a very large mountain area. It's made of granite north of Mirabar, north of that town as well. And I believe if you go there, you might find the entrance. There is some issue maybe with it. I don't know all about the geography, but perhaps someone else could help. The place that we're concerned about, if this is where they've taken Lily, is a place that was once owned by the Durgerden clan. Durgerden the Black was driven from his home with his clan by a horde of orcs and trolls. They plundered the ancestral halls of Durgerden himself. The remains of that place are still there, somewhere accessible in the Stone Tooth. It's a rugged forested hill that's crowned by bare, rocky crag. But they had a stronghold. The stronghold's name was Kundrukar. Now, a century ago, a member of Durgerden's clan was actually captured by an orc tribe during a raid. However, they were working with others. My biggest fear is that, and these are only rumors, that this place is not controlled by something that is human. Why would something inhuman want Lily's prophetic abilities? That is why I worry most. Again, they are rumors. They may not be true. Deception is something that I see all the time in my job, but we still have to take it seriously. Now, I will
And
tell you this. Sorry, go ahead.
and what is your job?
He looks around the room and he leans close and he says, I'm a member of an organization. We have, without seeming cliche, there's some fourth wall there for you, a particular set of skills that we use to keep the balance between civilization and nature through intelligence work. He pulls out a small a small pendant, and it's the symbol of the Harpers.
My character doesn't know who they are, but I do.
Yes, yes. And you may have heard of them. Myths and stuff. Some Harpers work openly, and some of them work secretly. So he may not be totally secret, but he certainly is a member. So yeah, that's what he gives you there. He does also say, he says, I will tell you this too. If it turns out that they are at Kundrakar, then there are numerous pieces of weaponry and artifacts there ripe for plundering. So the other theory that I have is perhaps the orcs are organizing. If they found out about Lily's powers, maybe they're using it to raid these dwarven halls.
Mm. Build up
Maybe
their
nothing
force.
in. There are too many possibilities. I think visiting the area is going to be tantamount to learning. Now, there is a mining town called Blassingdale. I'm going to throw that over here in the chat. Yay, spelling sucks. There it goes. Blassingdale.
Hey, I spelled it right.
Yay. He says Blassingdale itself is north of Mirabar, and it's a mining town. I believe they can help you find what you're looking for and point you to the right direction.
Oh,
What else can we do to help? What can you help us?
What can you tell us of the black hooded people that abducted Lily?
They've been operating in the area not long. Certainly, the tales of the Sunless Citadel from Tribor has made the rounds, but it seems there's some connection, perhaps to Luskin, maybe to Waterdeep. We're not exactly sure, but whatever they're doing, we do seem to believe, or at least intelligence shows that they may be collecting artifacts for some reason. I'm not sure why. The realms are fairly secure. The major city regions, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Luskin, even Tin Towns communicates with us. Mirabar communicates with us. Tribor communicates with us. Silvery Moon. All of the major cities are at more peace than they have before. But I can't imagine why they would want all these artifacts. And what artifacts? If they're collecting them. Now, look, I have theories about this too. We have rated very prominent individuals, very affluent individuals in our cities, and we have tried to find them out for trading in black market artifacts, often magical. Certainly, this shouldn't be too big of a deal, but one of them did manage to turn himself into a cat while turning his wife inside out.
ooh.
That did not go over well. The fear spreads. People get worried. We have to keep the peace. But I don't know. Something in my gut tells me that this isn't it. So the collection of the artifacts is certainly important to their role. I worry if some of our politicians might be involved. It's been quiet on the political front, but perhaps they're just not trying to mess with peace. You can probably tell I don't have a lot of answers. I apologize for that, but unfortunately, working in my line of work, intelligence, sometimes the best you can do is have 20% of the information and make the best decision you can.
How have they typically operated when they're abducting people or gathering these items? Are they assassin type? Do they use a lot of magic? Do they what skills have they demonstrated a penchant for?
Well, in the recent months that we've seen them, and I will say too that these attacks, or whatever we might call them, they've only been going on for the last 10 to 12 months, and even then, some of the first ones we couldn't pin on this group in particular. They're not cult-like. We can't find any symbols connected to them, so we don't think that they're operating um, out of any crazed allegiance to some being. That doesn't seem it. We are seeing use of magic and stealth. They often do not attack directly. Now, the other question you asked in there, I believe you asked about other kidnappings. Um, there have been murders, assassination, certainly.
Mm.
Lily's the only person they've ever taken alive. She's also the only person that has this gift, and she's the only person with any type of magical connection that's been targeted as well. But as far as targets, I'm sure you might ask that next. We've seen them attack politicians, we've seen them attack lower class, middle class. There doesn't seem to be a connection that we can find yet. But I'm afraid if we have two ways of looking at this. If they operate longer, then do they get too far ahead for us to fix whatever problem that they're trying to create? On the other hand, we don't have enough information yet to try to figure out um, what their goal is. So I'm at a loss. I don't want
Right.
to admit
And
it.
these other random attacks could be just that to throw us off the scent, right? So Lily is a
Yes.
diviner you mentioned before. Is that right? Some kind of diviner?
Diviners, yes. Well, diviners in terms of the wizardry. I've actually spoken with a few diviners themselves in Neverwinter, and also some consultants came from the University at Waterdeep and from Luskin. And a specialist came from Candlekeep. It took months to get everyone together, but she's something different. The diviner spells that are usually used either ritualistically or instantly, there's no magical aura around Lily that we can find. Whatever is happening to her is happening, or she exudes it naturally in a way that's different from wizards. Whereas wizards sometimes, or sorcerers sometimes, strain against the force of the magic. Whatever's in her flows like language.
She's like an
Seeing.
oracle.
Exactly.
Mm.
And that's the thing. If she was coming to Neverwinter, we hope to protect her as a real oracle. We haven't had a real oracle in Faerun in 400 years. 400 years, a real oracle
And
that
that
can be
makes it
proven.
quite valuable.
Exactly. And not for all of the reasons that we would like to think. I mean, for all we know, this could be some strange business person trying to use her to get rich. We don't know. But we have to get her back. She's still a child. And my friend poor Amos here is not going to survive if she's gone.
Yes.
Um,
Whether or not, her welfare is still important, and we have to go help her.
Jerry. I think Jerry's in.
What do you say, guys? Tallow? Aura?
What? But might need to sober up a bit. Maybe head back to the homestead. Get a hot cuppa. and he
Alright.
leads the group back to the house to get all our gear
Yeah.
and to perhaps confer.
Yeah, Aura would
When
have just
everyone's ready.
gotten up and left immediately
Yeah.
as soon as he was finished talking.
Okay. So you're all. Yes, go ahead.
Nehru, does Nehru have a longsword like in plain sight?
Yes. Oh,
And
wait,
Zorg,
Nero. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Gear. Gear does. I don't know about Nero. That's up to Nero.
Nehru, you there?
Yeah, yes. He has a long sword with a big red tassely thing hanging off the hilt, into the hilt on his back.
Yeah, so if Nehru and Zorg are, if they are willing, Tala will, with, hopefully, a variance as well, take them back to the joint, take them back to the manor, have a nice fire going, start getting our gear together, and I imagine above the hearth, there is a very exquisite longsword that is kind of on display there. And Tala will point out to Nero, and he reaches up. So Tala is a halfling, and so he reaches up. He's like on tippy toes to bring it down, to grab it. Yeah. And he hands it over to Nero, and he says, "Well, maybe this might help if you can put her to use. We never found much use for her." And it is Shatter Spike, a magical longsword.
Wow. That's
Cool. If you're all right with that, like I imagine. I mean, we didn't do anything with it. Like I imagine we just putting it on display and just heirloom.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
Well,
awesome.
quite generous for someone I've just met.
Well, Todd, to answer that question very bluntly, I don't own the sword. You guys do.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put George down as having one uncommon weapon. So I'm gonna get that down. So George, if you're taking that, then that's between you guys. I'm totally cool with that. But I'm gonna have that down as your first item, if that's okay with you. Shatter Spike's a magical sword, and it I need to. I don't have, I am so sorry, guys. I don't have the Shatter Spike stats right next to me here because I had it in my other,
I wrote it
other
down
thing.
somewhere.
And I've got the hardcover book, so I can try to find it in here as
Plus
well.
one longsword with some kind of
Yeah, there's some
extra
cool
ability.
thing with it.
Yeah.
It does
did-
extra damage to like non-living stuff.
All right.
Where
And it's like
are
super
you?
hard. It can't break or something, right?
Yeah, it can't break.
So this is very generous. I don't have much in terms of earthly possessions to repay this level of generosity.
Well,
Is there-
that's probably all right,
Give
Mike.
him an apple. Please give him an apple, Tallow. Please, please, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
And he pulls out, and from his back pocket he has like a little a clean clean dish rag, and he pulls it out and he polishes the apple before turning it over.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I
Well,
say Nero.
that's how we roll.
is there something that you're looking for in return for this?
Help us
weapon?
rescue this young girl, and we'll be even.
Indeed. Well said.
Did Gare and that woman come with us to our house?
Okay, that's a great question. So you'll notice that I rolled two d20s here a minute ago.
Is that because that would have decided what Aura would have done?
As you guys are walking back, the whole ordeal with this woman has been bothering you. You kind of lag behind a little bit. You're kind of looking at the ground, thinking, "Who is this?" And your friends get a little bit ahead, and all of a sudden, you feel somebody grab your arm, pull you to the side. Hey, Mitchell,
Yes.
You remember that thing we talked about putting somebody in a private chat whenever we have to tell something secret to them?
I can do that right now.
Can you do that with me and Tim, please?
You and Tim, yes. Let's see. Actually, you are the owner of the shack. Do this, Cole. What you'll do is go down to gaming, and you'll drag
Gaming?
down. Yeah, well, right click on my name on the far right. No, can't do that. Just do this. Sorry, technical stuff. Cole, what
No,
you'll do
it's
is you'll go to gaming, and then when you go to Tim's name in the lobby, just drag him down to gaming with you.
All right. So let me see if I can do that. So I will go.
Oh, how did you do
Oh.
that? How did you upload that?
You just drag it
Oh, she's the plus button. I see.
or that.
Yeah.
So
I'm putting Tim in
there you
there.
go. Now you go, Cole.
Discord easy.
There you go. Now they're gone.
Good. Now we can conspire.
I got this for a token. Anyone else there?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you have an image? What do you got for a token?
I just threw it up here.
Bear with me
Enough.
when I play Zorg. Cole just kind of put it together for me just because he needed somebody else to play. So I was like, I'll wing it.
And here's a nice. I like this avatar. Oh wait, there it goes.
There
I like
it
the
is.
top
Yeah.
one for the token, and the bottom one is a pretty cool avatar.
It's it looked like what's it called? Ang?
Yeah, a little bit like Aang. Yep. Except this guy envisioned him having that long straight hair,
Right.
back in a ponytail. That's kind of the only difference. Hmm. Oh, so I think that's an adequate trade. I'll come and help you retrieve this person in return for your generosity. I would have, by the way, this would be completely transparent. I was going to go anyway.
I had a feeling you might. I had a good feeling about you.
It's pretty cool.
All right, I'm back. Everybody still here? We good?
Yep.
Things are getting interesting. I'm rubbing my hands together. I'm getting
All right.
All right. So, Jerry.
By the way, please do put the weapon down on my on your list for me.
Let's see here. All right, got it. All right, you're good. Okay. So, at this point, so you're all you guys see Aura kind of walk in, perhaps a little bit of a look of confusion on her face. And strangely enough, a few minutes after you guys walk in, and Jerry walks up and kind of nudges. He sees something is wrong. And you notice, Tally, you would be the first to probably notice that. And
He just
Jerry kind of
pets
whimpers a little
Jerry's
bit.
head and
He
walks up
he
to her room.
he actually follows you upstairs to go with you. So he wants to comfort you. So what does everyone want to do next?
We're getting our kits and getting ready
Yep.
to head out.
Aura would be
Mhm.
getting her gear on, her new outfit, and talking to Jerry.
do I notice that aura is off?
Yes.
So I'll
What does
go up to her and say like, "Aura, is everything all right?"
Yes, everything is okay. Oh, I have something for you. And she hands you a cape.
Oh, thank you.
This cape is, hang on, let me find it. One sec. So the cape has red and white apple pattern on a black background with a big withered tree on the inside of the cape, and on the outside it has a big symbol of Yondala with a white background and gold and white trim around it. And she hands it to you for saving Jerry. Thank you.
Variants. Trying to think here. I don't know how this works. So if this doesn't work correctly, then tell me, okay? Because you're a
Okay.
paladin.
Yeah.
Something you start to have like maybe your spider sense is going off a little bit, and something's strange. So she's up. Aura's room is upstairs. So you follow her upstairs, and you're talking to her in her room, and you're kind of talking to each other, and she's probably sitting on her bed, and you're looking at the cape, and but something that triggers, and you sense something strange that's not right, not with her or the cape, but something with the situation. Does your detect good, evil, that kind of thing, is it
Divine
something that
sense.
it can be triggered? Yeah, does that trigger at all, or is that only when you cast it?
I put it in the chat. I think I have to
Okay.
use an action to activate it.
Oh wait, that was
Okay.
for variant. My bad. That was the wrong thing I gave you. But yeah,
I understand.
I was so
When you were saying
confused.
My
the
bad.
apples, I
That was
like,
for
"All right, keep
Talon.
on
I'm
Beautiful,
sorry.
beautiful. I love
I'm so sorry. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
it.
I do have something for you though.
Tell Lucy I want that cape.
Yeah.
Oh, here's how I think this is
Mine,
good.
mine. Like all dibs.
Okay, so I'm gonna say like maybe your gut feeling is telling you something is strange, and you slowly and Aura, if you want to roll to see if you notice this, because I mean you're right there, you could roll with advantage. Insight. Let's go with insight. Okay, that's actually good.
Auto did it.
So you got 11 on insight, and then so you'll notice that something bothers him too. Peter, you sort of wander around the room for a minute, and then you look out. You hear that thunder outside as the storm's picking up more, and you look out Aura's window down at the ground, and there is a figure standing there with black armor and a sash across their face and a hood, and the hood is a bit elevated, and they have two curved short swords on their back
Whoa.
and a staff in the hand, and they're looking right up at you.
Whoa.
And you,
So
and you,
I activate the divine sense at that point. I'm like,
it's so there's so much evil there that it actually makes you physically ill.
Aura.
And by then, Aura, you're probably noticing like what the heck is he looking at here?
Yeah, I stagger a little bit at the window, and I like, Aura, there's something out there, something terribly evil.
She'll run to the window and peer out.
Jerry is starting to freak out. The hair on the back of his neck is sticking up. He is growling. And when you look down, Aura, the thing looks at you. It cocks its head over to the side, strangely, pulls down the face mask and the hood. And as you notice the person grin, it's a tiefling that looks oddly like you, and then it misty steps into nothing.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Bum.
She just looks at Variance is like, "Ooh, what the fuck was that?"
I don't know, but I detected strong evil off of it. We should warn the others. There
So
might
did
be
I.
something
What
going
the
on.
fuck? She just like is like cuddling Jerry at this point.
I'm gonna warn the others.
Are
We have an
we all in
intruder.
the same room when this has happened, or is this like?
Yeah, great question. So Variance went upstairs to be with Aura, and Jerry followed her up there too because she was upset, right? So y'all didn't
I
hear
see.
any of this happen, right? Y'all are
Got it.
downstairs. So you guys are like running down the stairs now, like, oh my God, what's this, right? Is that,
Right.
am I understanding that correctly?
I'm at the hearth
Yeah.
cooking something up.
Gotcha. So and you notice this is a nice big house. It's recently built, very nice kitchen, everything, but it's rugged for adventurers. So you hear them pounding down the stairs, and Jerry, or behind him, too, and they get downstairs out of breath, and they're like there. So what do you do?
Guys,
was-
something evil's outside. It's
There was
crazy.
some
So I
crazy
stand
quilt
up very
motherfucker
calmly
out
and
there.
turn around.
There's
What's the source
something
you-
out there.
You hear a
see.
knock
Dun dun dun.
Daggers
the
are
door.
drawn.
Go to the door and-
Was it doing anything?
It didn't. It was evil.
It was just there's much evil in the world.
No, this
no,
is.
this is directed. There's somebody knocking at the door. Let's go see what that is. That might be it. Get ready, everybody.
Yeah, daggers are drawn and ready to throw.
I open the door.
I walk up with Nero. Was it Nero? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I walk along Nero's side, calmly, hands behind my back, up to the door with him.
And wait. You're Nero, right?
You're Nero.
No, I'm sorry, Peter. What's your character's name? I apologize. I haven't
Va-
gotten all. Apparently, I don't even have my name down yet.
No, it's all good. It's all good. The blonde woman from the tavern, she collapses in, and she's been like slashed across the side.
The woman that came in with the Harper?
Yes. And yes, Aura, it's the same person.
The same lady.
Same person.
So I
she'll
catch her.
run up and. Are
I
you
look
all right?
outside.
What happened?
Step out the door frame and look outside while he catches her.
Gotcha. You look out and you don't see anyone outside. The blood that is sort of like running from her side is trailed right up to the door, but the rain has washed it away. And apparently, any footprints that might have been gone as you look down have also been washed away by the rain. Whoever's doing this is covering their footsteps, no pun intended, very carefully. And immediately,
Is there any opportunity to use my tracking skill to see if I could pick up the scent, so to speak?
yes, you can definitely do that with the rain and weather. You can do that at disadvantage. While you're doing that, Variance, as you're like looking at her to think about like how she could maybe healed. She is not mortally wounded, and she looks up and she says, "Shit, he's here."
Ooh. Who did
Uh,
this to you?
Good roll, George. You managed to find just the
no,
tiniest bit.
No, sir. You said disadvantage.
Oh, I did. Yeah, 7. So, you catch a
Nothing.
little bit of the trail, but it goes cold immediately.
Right.
The last thing you can find are maybe some grass that was maybe burned or shifted, as if someone has used a spell to teleport in some way.
Right. That makes sense.
So,
Okay.
and
I'll
and
come back
like I
into
said-
the house. Let me know
So
when
you-
I'm there.
Sure, I mean, very quickly you make it back inside, close the door. The storm starts raging even more and more and more. And Linda's like holding her sign. She's like, he didn't cut anything horrible.
Who
She
was it?
Who is it?
She looks up at Aura and she says, somebody who I've known for a while. She says, it's not important. He's gone now. We need to focus on the mission at hand. We've got to get Lily as quickly as possible. Listen, our horses are in the stables. Tomorrow morning, first thing, you can use them and take them. They'll help you travel faster. Until
What's your
then,
name?
my name is Linda.
Linda.
Just Linda. She says, "Look,
So-
Variant, I've heard you're a paladin. A little lay on hands would be muchly appreciated.
Of course.
Bleeding like a stuck pig."
I give her 5 hit points.
She goes, "Oh, thank the gods." She holds out her arms, like, "Can I get some help up, please?"
Yeah, or helps her.
She says, "Thanks." She has a little bit of trouble walking around. Jerry even goes over to her, like, try to help steady her. She manages
She'll
to find
take
a seat.
her to like the couch or whatever's there.
Sits down and she says, "We've got to move fast. We have to move fast." And she keeps saying that. Gare and Amos are set up at the inn. Is this place safe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Tomorrow, I'm going to sneak out, get back to Gare and Amos. Try to move only in the daylight. I don't know how many people are with him. I don't know if he's still here, but he could have killed me. He came out of nowhere. I think he's trying to send a message. We need to
Who
find more
do you think
information.
was sent?
Do you have any more information about who this he is?
He's gone by
Yeah, who
many,
was
many,
he?
many names. Many names. I don't know what he's going by now.
Variants, it looks like he escaped by some type of spell. The
Really?
trail went cold instantly.
Some kind of mage.
Some type of mage. Maybe.
Well, there are others other than mages that can teleport away that way, I'm sure.
Sure.
Look, I'm going to give you some of his aliases. You're going to have to keep this to yourself for a while. We understood?
Yes.
Yes.
She still has some trouble breathing. There are a few he uses. The most recent. Where's my chat? I have my chat. Where's my chat? How do I open my chat? Come on, where's my chat? Damn you. Fine, I'll do it over here. Okay, I'm going to post some of his aliases so you can get them down.
Hmm.
All right, so those are 3 of the main aliases he's currently using. She also will tell you his real name is Aiminos.
Oh.
I'm going to need variants to roll me a religion check.
Okay. Religion. Let's see. 11.
Iaminos is familiar. Rings a bell. Some type of commander in the infernal armies, perhaps.
Hmm.
But the man you saw was easily identifiable as a tiefling.
Right.
So maybe
Oh,
not the person, but
could have disguised
connection.
himself.
Right.
Possibly.
I turn to the group and say, we might be dealing with demonic activity.
We should set up a passcode. If assuming this person can take different shapes, we should have a passcode that we know
That's a good idea.
if there's any doubt.
What about pie? Apple pie.
Apple pie.
That sounds wonderful.
Well, pie
Nice.
it is then.
Apple pie. I love it.
Okay. Oh, what's your favorite food? Right.
Rice and beans actually, but apple pie will do.
Jerry goes up and starts.
What was your first pet's name? Apple pie.
I like apple pie. Let's keep apple pie as a password.
Jerry starts nudging you, Tallow. He's pawing at you a lot.
What did you call your sweetheart? Apple pie. There are many uses.
Yes.
There are indeed.
All right.
All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and have you guys get some rest for the night. And Linda's gonna crash on the couch, and Jerry's gonna hang out by the couch to if you have if you need any warning, he'll bark. So morning's gonna come quickly and early, and Linda's gonna sneak out, and one of the young men from the
Do I have a
stable.
horse as well?
Yes, you will all have horses for this one.
Right. Okay.
So you'll be able to travel fast. The weather's good. We're talking like March right now, so it's starting. The cool air is starting to sort of subside. It's getting a little bit warmer, so you're starting to enter the early spring. So a lot of rain, but travel shouldn't be too bad, and
Cool.
you'll be able to travel northbound. Yes, shoot.
You had alluded to this, I think, in the very first time we met Jerry. I'm not sure how he feels, but he's a big dog, right? He's a big boy.
Oh yeah.
What about how does he feel about Tallow riding Jerry?
Well, I think perhaps in your conversations, it's really more of a matter of, are you still going to respect him? If he lets you ride him, but you're going to need a saddle.
Tallow will get a small pony.
All right. And don't forget, I think you guys, you can always get a cart too. Carts are not really expensive. If you ever want to use that for travel. I can't remember if you guys,
I'm actually
bought one.
proficient with a cart.
Hey, there you go. So if you have a cart,
let's get a cart, then we can bring Jerry pretty easily.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's the cart for? For the dog.
For Jerry,
Okay.
yeah, 100%.
100%.
Oh my god.
I imagine this big Beethoven like looking dog that's like traveling around with you all the time, but when he talks, he has an English accent. It's awesome. So yeah, I mean, carts are not expensive, and in fact, I think with the rapport you guys have in the town, I'd imagine if you're trading herbs and knowledge and helping out in the town a lot, they're probably going to be willing to probably donate a small cart to you. So I don't really see any reason for you guys to actually buy it, considering you've been trying and focusing on the rapport a lot, and lots of good.
No. Tallow will. He wants to buy a cart. I'm going to put that on my inventory because we're going to need it for trade at some point. He insists. So Tallow buy a cart, and then Cole. He's also going to cast Goodberry a couple times before we take a long rest. And in the morning, he's going to give 5 Goodberries to everyone in the party. And before Linda sneaks out, he'll also give Linda 5 Goodberries as well.
All right, you got it. See, regular carts, 15 gold, 200 pounds. But I think there's another one that's a little bit bigger than that. I've got to. Where's all my stuff?
What about a wagon?
Yeah, maybe a wagon would be good. So
Like a big covered wagon.
yeah, a bit like a big covered wagon.
Well, not necessarily covered, but like a flatbed,
Yeah.
All right, like Charles Ingalls' wagon.
Yeah. Charles Ingalls' wagon. Let's see, I apologize having to look something up here. And good role plan. Everybody gets an inspiration point if you don't have one already.
Nice.
I need inspiration from the damn wagon.
A wagon is 35 gold.
Gotcha. Do you have a poundage on that as well? Like how much weight?
400 pounds.
All right,
400.
so 35 gold, 400 pounds. So
Done.
yeah, we can hook up the horses to those, and they can pull them because the horses are traveling horses. So you could probably get them to just pull that wagon, and you'd be good to go.
Perfect.
I gotta ask, does Jerry have his own little bed in the back?
I was just going to say we got a little
course.
blanket. We got a little, yeah.
Oh, you guys warm my heart as a DM.
Only the best
So,
for Jerry.
yeah, only the best for Jerry. So Jerry's happy. Jerry's like, cool. He didn't have to walk around. He just sits in the back and chews on his toy. All right, cool. So you guys are going to start heading north, and you're going to go through the towns of Long Saddle, and you're going to head north pretty far. So if I wish they had just a map of Faerun that they included with this deadgum thing. But as you are able to follow the road, and if you do have the map of Faerun next to you,
Ew.
you can follow Tribor up to Long Saddle all the way up to Mirabar. Now, Mirabar, this place that you're actually trying to get to is actually north, so it's like right there in very beginning of the spine of the world. There, the southern ridges. Mirabar is a pretty large city. It's known as a dwarven city itself. It is a mining city, and it has tremendous amount of wealth, and it's very famous throughout the realms. But it's mainly humans and shield dwarves. The upper level of this city is mainly humans, and then below the city is where all the shield dwarves live, and they mine from there. And then the human population helps to move those goods around. In fact, you know that the population of this place is over, well over 20,000 people. The upper levels are more conducive to trade, whereas the lower levels are more conducive to things like dwarven politics, the temples, and dwarven homes. So you'll be able to access the upper part. You'll cross the Mirar River, and then this massive, massive stone bridge that is dwarven cut and has these huge, massive, massive dwarven figures on either side of the bridge walking in that are famous heroes for Mithril Hall. And then going inside the city proper, these massive, massive 50-foot tall, 10-foot thick walls, again, of dwarven cut. And then you reach inside the inside area and find there a series of temples on either side, and then yet another bridge that goes into the market area at the center of the city. The market area is surrounded by human homes, but there are no political structures here aside from some city guard barracks to, of course, keep the peace. And because all the other stuff, all the political buildings are all underground. Now, you won't have access to the underground, but you will have access to the market square and the temples above ground.
Right. Mirabar. Okay.
Anybody know how to reopen the chat on? Because all I see is like 6 boxes.
The chat on. Oh,
Discord.
on the right. Oh, on Discord. Okay.
Click general.
Like general?
Yeah.
Where's general?
It's in the
On
hashtag
the
general.
left-hand side.
Hashtag general.
Hashtag general.
Your text channel.
There you go. Sweet. Oh, yes. Thank you, Tim. You're the man. So Mirabar is way up top, it's almost to the side of the world, and it's a huge city. I mean, it's like Neverwinter size kind of city.
Right.
I was trying to
Yeah,
pull up a
right.
map, and apparently there's a Mirabar nightclub in Providence, Rhode Island. That is not what I wanted. Wow, today is just getting weirder and weirder and weirder. I'm so sorry.
You have
Cool.
to add
Thanks.
that into Mirabar now, though. Like,
Yeah, apparently
you have
so. There's a
to.
nightclub. We'll call the nightclub in Mirabar, Providence, Rhode Island. How about that? It's in the lore now. There it is. It is a hip hopping place. So it is right there next to the market if you decide you want to go drinking and eating food. Looking at you, Tallow.
Is Mirabar that round city, sort of? Like multiple
Yeah.
walls within walls?
Yeah, it's got some walls within walls, and you can only imagine, if this is a dwarven city, what kind of defenses they have underground.
Yeah.
In fact, you actually notice as you're going through the city, there are these big tunnels where throughout the city where they're almost like escape route kind of things where people can go down into the city proper with the Dwarven city for protection if they had to. So people could besiege the city and damage the top, and people could still be safe by going in, and no one's gonna mess with the dwarves. So yeah,
awesome.
if you see that big bridge right there down here in the southeast corner, that's the one you cross over. And as you go closer, then you're going to get into the market region.
All right, how many days did it take us to get here?
So we're looking at roughly, we're going to say it didn't take you very long because you're on horseback. So we're going to double your time. And let's see. Pull up this. It's about 250 miles. So days travel is roughly 25 miles. So we're going to go 50 miles plus night. Let's say about 10 days.
All right.
All right, I'm all fresh out of rations as we get here.
Yep.
Well, Tallow keeps every day that there's no encounter, before the long rest, he keeps re-upping the good berries.
Nice.
So everyone, just 5 good berries per person.
Does that replace the need for a ration?
It
It
will.
does, yeah. It
Yeah.
does.
Hey, Tallow,
okay.
some of those apples, let's throw in some of those apples. Those apples still have some of that magic from Sunless. So let's say you got 2 apples per
loving it.
person, and they
Yes.
don't degrade as fast as regular apples, and they will provide the same kind of replenishment as good berries. You can't carry as many, maybe, but you got a couple of those too, just in case.
Oh my
We
god, I
also
love
got the
that
bag of
flavor.
holding, so we could hold a few.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm just dumping apples into the.
There's a whole satchel inside, just apples.
And they're good. They're like they're like Honeycrisp. They're not like Red Delicious. They're like Honeycrisp apples. All right, so you are in Mirabar. What would you guys like to do in Mirabar? None of this stuff's in the book, so I have this stuff planned out for you guys a little bit differently. But
I need to go to the market and pick up some arrows for my bow.
okay,
Yeah,
no
Aura
problem.
would go to the market as well.
All right, so there are numerous stalls in the market, and there are also going to be in the market like actual stores as well. So we're just going to go with
Okay.
standard prices for any of the common items that you might like within the city proper. And there are specialty shops as well. There's specialty armors that are owned by dwarves and weaponsmiths as well, and a couple of magic shops and good shops. So you can visit any of those things.
I'll let you go first because I need to go. I'll be right back.
Okay, arrows. Are there any items on the list that are prohibited?
There are not. As any common item you can find at any of the stalls. You might have to go to a couple of them to get them, so it might take you a little bit of time, an hour or two. But yeah, you can find any common items that you can buy and carry.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna get 20 arrows. I presume that's a quiver.
Yeah, I think a quiver holds 20.
And that's 1 gold piece. Let's see. My purse is rather light, so I don't have a lot. Let's say quiver. Quiver. In here. I don't see a quiver in here anywhere. How much would you say one of those cost?
We'll go with probably, so it's leather. We'll probably go with like 10 gold pieces.
10 gold? No, I can't. That's all right. I'll Just stick
They
them in
have a
my backpack.
stash.
Quivers
they
one
have a-
gold.
1 gold? Okay, so I was totally way off. 1 gold piece.
Oh, there it is. There it is. 1 pound quiver. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep me on task.
All right. That's that. And we didn't use rations because we used good berries, right?
Correct.
Quiver. Add that to here. All right. I think that's all I really need.
I would like to
Well-
see if I could ask a local for directions to Blazingdale.
Sure. So you'll see like we'll say random woman who looks nice, hopefully. And she says and you say you ask for directions. She says, "Oh, Blazingdale. Blazingdale's a little village. It's about 30 miles northwest of here." So yes, they mine things, sort of like we mine here. Some more specialty goods than anything else. Mithril mostly, a few gemstones, and one of the other mines, I believe. But yeah, small town overall. Quaint. Been there a couple of times.
Word of any troubles?
Not that I know of. I mean, unless they know something we don't, we get out a good bit here. You know, we trade a lot, but I haven't heard anything.
Oh, excellent.
Have
Planning
you?
on going for a visit? No, just planning on going
Is
for
there
a visit.
something I should be worried about? No, seriously, have you heard something? I mean, really, why would you ask me that question, actually? I don't know who you are, and you just asked me there's trouble there. What's going... Do you know something? Is
No,
this
ma'am.
a joke? Did Jim
No.
put you up to this?
No, man, we were just traveling there, and I just wanted to make sure that we were heading into safety.
Oh, okay.
We're looking for the Stone Tooth. Have you ever heard of Stone Tooth?
Oh, Stone Tooth. Oh, yes, stay away from that. Orcs up there. Trolls, maybe? I know that they mostly stay to themselves up there. It's a dangerous reason. Also, it's very rocky.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
It's in the area? Or Blazingdale?
Blazingdale. Yeah, it's very rocky the area. Blazingdale is south of the Stone Tooth. You just asked about the Stone Tooth. We all know about the Stone Tooth. It's one of the mountains in the area, but it's very dangerous. Not just because of the orcs and stuff. Of course, it's dangerous because of the orc stuff. Because they'll kill you and they'll eat you and stuff and tear your liver out. It's terrible. But oh gosh, horrible. My friend Bob, he human went up there. They did that to him and sent his liver back. Yeah, it was no one's like Bob was ridiculous. I mean, no one really cared because no one really liked Bob. But
And wait, what was the D name? The D name, the Black. Would you post that in chat?
yes. Let me grab that over here. Where is it?
Driven by the orcs, the dwarf.
Durgdan the Black.
What is it?
Durgdan the Black?
Durgadin the Black.
Durgadin the Black.
Okay.
Durgadin.
Durgadin the Black.
So I was telling you about Bob, right? Yes, Bob. So I don't really like Bob. But yeah, I mean, he got killed. I mean, because look, you don't mess with orcs. But yeah, it's dangerous. Now look, here's something else to think about. There aren't a lot of paths going up. There's an old dwarven path going there, I think. But there are several like cave systems that penetrate the place. That's what we hear anyway. And it just is just stuff we hear from the dwarves. You're not really Bob because Bob's dead. But the area is very rocky. I mean, it's very hard climbing too. So I mean, I wouldn't go there because look what happened to Bob. But like I said, it's okay because I don't really like Bob. But anyway, yeah, it's hard climbing. It's a very hard range. I'm not sure if I'm making a lot of sense there, but it's a very hard range to climb. So you might need some climbing equipment if you go in there, depending on how you're going to access it. But like I said, there's a lot of orcs. I mean, you look like you
Bro.
can handle yourselves. You got a big damn dog there. Hey, boy. He cocks his head and goes. "Rrr." He kind of then turns his head the other way, kind of like who? She's like, you know, you look like a good dog. I bet if Bob had a dog like you with him, he would probably survive. But I don't even think a dog would like him. Well,
He's
anyway,
not a
I
good
gotta
dog.
get going.
If we pass a butcher, an outdoor, like a lot of these markets might have butchers, people,
Yeah.
doing stuff outside. I buy a nice, I'll spend a couple of coppers for a nice thigh bone from one of
Oh
these
yeah,
butchers.
sure. Yeah,
And
absolutely. You're a bunch of butchers out, butchers.
so I'll get a
Yeah,
nice thigh bone
absolutely.
and I give it to the dog.
Yeah. What kind
Jerry.
of thigh bone do you want? Because this is such a big city, you kind of have your choice.
Something trying to lean on my skill here, animal handling, what type of bone that this dog might like a nice, bone, from a cow or
hock?
something.
Well, they got cow bones. They've got some bones that have come from some adventures, from large lizards.
Gotta be comically big.
Comically big. Yeah, let's say like you find one from a overgrown green saurus that someone killed, and they took the leather off of it, and it's just huge. I mean, it's like half the size of like Tallow's thigh. It's like the size of Tallow's thigh. It's massive.
Right, okay.
So yeah, and they
If the
just like,
dog
oh
can
yeah,
handle it and drag it around and eat it, that's fine.
oh, he can do
Put
it.
it in
You
the
know,
wagon.
they can carry like 150 pounds. It's nuts.
What was that
Yeah,
set me back?
it's trash. So it's like he's like, yeah, here, copper piece, and it's yours. It's like
Done.
we only keep like the cow stuff, and Jerry is totally
Here you
happy
go, boy.
now.
Here you go, boy. And I, pet him on the head. How about it?
He's happy. He wags his tail and he drags that SOB into the back of the cart, and he is good for the rest of the ride.
Might be good to keep the dog happy.
He goes, "Roof!"
Good
and you hear him
boy.
crunching on it, like you know how dogs now slow like crunch on it, and they get that
Yep.
nice twinge in their eye. That's what he's doing. He's good. So you can you can find a lot of specialty goods here too. So any common items.
You know what? I
something
try to look for a little bag of treats that I can have that I can feed Jerry every now and then.
Sure, you actually find a pet store there where they make
Right.
treats and things for their animals, and they produce horse feed and cow feed and things like that. So yeah, you
Aura
can get
would know some of that
some
too.
treats.
Like
Yeah.
trainer treats. You know what I mean? Like the
Like
little bag
trainer
of little
treats.
treats you can give to a dog.
Yeah, we'll say trainer treats are a little more elite, so we'll say like 2 copper pieces for a bag of like 20.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna spend 4. I'm gonna get like 2 bags of dog treats.
All right, how much were they?
2 copper
2
pieces.
copper.
2 copper per bag. Okay.
All right. Cool. So I got 2 bags of dog treats.
So I haven't heard anything from Mitchell in a while, or Variants in a while.
I'm just kind of trailing along, listening to the crowd talk around me.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you probably Mitchell. Zorg is probably like feeling a little out of place because a lot of the humans in this area, because of all the orc troubles.
Right.
So your characters may or may not know. You've probably heard some of the legends of King Obald mini arrows. So this isn't too far from that region. So there's probably some distrust of the orcs around here for sure.
Am I getting like bad
Might
eyes
feel-
or anything like that? Like any kind of remarks that I can hear from other people?
No remarks, just kind of distrusting gazes here and there. It's not that they won't do business with you, because they do have a lot of different travelers from Mirabar because it's so big. But you probably get a couple of wary gazes here and there. Tribor is very, very open and very accepting because everybody's trying to survive and work together. But here, it's a big city, and people are kind of like, well, I cannot like somebody, or something like that for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Aura would have went to the market and tried to make some sales. Possibly buy some exotic textiles and try and find, I don't know, maybe a shop that has like high fashion type stuff in it.
Sure. There is one called Let's see. What do we want to go with here? Let's say you find a store called the Gnome's Beret.
All right.
And it is a high fashion store owned by Gnome textile merchants. So you walk
Right.
in, and the little man who's got the old gnome man, like this big, finely braided purple beard, right? Wearing, of course, a fashionable beret. He walks up, he gives like a little bow, and he says, "My name is Balak. Welcome to my store. I notice you
Hello.
have some beautiful clothes. Might I ask where you got them?"
Of course you can. I made them. They are from me.
You did.
I did.
You wouldn't happen to know Amos in Tribor, would you?
Of course he is my business partner.
You hear he claps his hand really fast. And he goes, "Oh, I've heard about you. You must be Aura. I've heard
I
so
am.
much. Please come back. I would love to show you some of my designs."
I would love
Uh,
that. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, so he's going to take you back, introduce you to his family who actually makes things here. He says, he
Nice.
says, he said, we've been talking to Amos about getting some of your styles here in Mirabar. We think they would sell very well. Perhaps we might talk of a business arrangement."
That sounds like a good idea. I have a few little designs in my bag right now, and I pull out 2 designs that I've been working on.
Excellent. So he's going to go over these designs. He's going to like look at the stitching patterns. He says, "This is excellent." He says, "A little rough around this edge here, but it's okay. I know you're working with Amos. There's excellent textiles. Perhaps we can work with you on some of these too, but certainly the design is beautiful and very original. I love the apple motif. It's so delicious."
It is.
So,
Seems to be quite a hit down south.
yes, I have heard all about the apples. There's a halfling man who lives with you, grows them, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I've heard all about him too. In fact, Amos speaks highly of all of you. But I'm really excited about your designs. Let's see here. Of course, we'll need to derive some kind of a contract. Will you be in the city long?
Not for too long, but we will be passing back through.
Well, perhaps we can work something out. Of course, we'll have to work about on the travel arrangements. Will
Of
you
course,
be
all of that can
bringing?
be arranged later, but yeah, I was
uh,
wondering if you had any textiles that I could buy for the road.
Oh, absolutely. What would you like? We have Kalishan, we have Far Eastern, we have Luskin Pirate. Ooh, it's so dangerous. And he like, moves his little hands around and makes these little
Let's
strange.
let's go with some Luskin and Eastern patterns.
So he pulls some of these various things together. He's, "Are you looking at dress? Are you looking at casual, semi-casual, ball, travel, loungewear, loungewear? There's a special someone. Oh, sorry, I just get so excited about my work." So, yes, anything we could probably have. We have multiple textiles from across the lands. In fact, some much inaccessible. Now, the Luskin you said are here, and you notice they're very dark and sort of bulky. They don't really look like what a real pirate might wear, but
Right.
what people think pirates might wear.
Yeah.
And then the Easter
Like the
stuff is
tacky
very
skull and crossbone thing.
exactly.
Right.
The Easter stuff is very beautiful, but it's also very much now the pirate stuff is more rugged, but the other designs are really beautiful. And they look very the cloth is very fragile. A lot of it's very silk, so it'll be more something you might wear in a formal setting
Right.
rather than for travel and keep up with travel. Of course, he's willing to keep anything there that you would like to buy. Now, he says, now there is, of course, the issue of price.
course.
The Eastern fashion is much more expensive. This dress here, for example, with the hummingbird motif, every single tiny bird is hand stitched by fairies.
Oh,
I don't really know if they are,
lovely.
but I like to tell people that. But they are hand stitched. This piece is 100 gold pieces, and it is worn by many of the politicians' wives throughout Waterdeep. The pirate motif, however, is 5 gold pieces, much more rugged, but very dark and drab. For some reason, the kids like it a lot. We do have some Kalishan though, and he
How
grabs
much
you.
is that?
He grabs your hand and literally drags you off to somewhere. Well, the Kalishan stuff is a little bit of both. Nice travel wear, nice motifs, but not too expensive. This piece, for example, and he shows you one that's various shades of blue with these ornate lotuses that are actually stitched on the back, more of a tunic and pants with matching boots and a cape. He says, well, this set, for example, is 10 gold pieces. Now, I will say this, the Kalishan stuff, this is actually made by a designer that's very famous. Anyone who you might meet on the road who's a big fan of the Kalishan style, which is very popular here and also very rare, but Kalishan doesn't like to trade many textiles with us. This actually might help you because they will notice the style, much like an ornate purse or a fancy
Right.
suit. So it's 10 gold pieces. Might help you out. And in fact, I'll say too, with this particular suit, it's 10 gold pieces to wear. If you get the whole matching outfit, the tunic, the cape, the frilled shirt, and the special headband that goes with it, you'll get advantage on any kind of persuasion rolls that you have with the upper class in any major
Oh,
cities you go to. So we can throw that in there too. But it's 10 gold pieces for like the tunic and then 20 for the whole thing.
what about the Kalashan and the Luskin with a trade of my two? How about a little trade with a little gold in there?
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's like I just can't be a trade because I want to make a contract for yours. However, if you want to buy, perhaps we could work on the prices. I'll throw in the Kalishan for free with a contract, and perhaps you could come perhaps later, and I will take off 25% if you want the dress as well.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Certainly, it'll take about a week to get the contract finished. So,
That's fine.
if you have work or if you're staying for pleasure in the city or whatever it might be, it will take one work. You, of course, are more than welcome to look over the contract before you sign it. Amos
Of
is a
course.
friend of mine, and any friend of Amos is a friend of mine. But I will only deal in fair business. So, 25% off the this beautiful Eastern piece, as well as the 20 gold pieces for or I'll throw in the Kalistan style as well, and a contract for some of your wares. Do we have a deal?
We have a deal. How much do I owe you?
Nothing right now. We'll square
Oh,
up later. He goes to
okay.
shake your hand, and he says, "You can come by and pick up your pieces later, and I'll have the contract. If you
Perfect.
can get me at least 10 of those pieces, however, by the beginning of summer, I might be able to give you an advance on the rest. I'll have to do a little finagling in my accounting, but I believe I can convince my wife to do that. If that sounds something you're interested in, but the contract will say that I will need to get at least 10 pieces by the beginning of summer. Something to think about.
I think that might be doable. We will see.
Excellent. So, give me time to get my contract together, and if you excuse me, Miss Rosenberg.
Just
Very nice to
what?
meet you, Aura.
Okay.
And he runs off to this very, very wealthy looking woman. And he says, excuse me, I was just talking to my new friend Aura. She has some beautiful designs. I would love to show the designs, and they're custom made. Beautiful things from Tribor. Very, very ornate. Please let me show you this. He drags her off to go show her some of the designs that you've made. And he like kind of like waves you and gives you a thumbs up and a wink. As he kind of like, so.
She smiles and leaves and goes and finds the group.
All right, and you want to make sure you make a note of that contract, so don't let me forget, okay?
Yep. It is noted.
All right. All right, who else wants to jump in here? This is going to be all like a whole role play night. I'm totally okay with that. Totally okay with that.
It's all good. I'm ready to rock and roll. So whenever.
All right, Variants, I'm going to throw something at you too, buddy. So you're walking by this market and you're kind of like, yeah, we need to get on the road. We need to do it. And then all of a sudden you see this shop, unlike anything you've ever seen before. And please let me apologize in advance before this happens, because it's happening. It is so colorful with things that turn and things that move and baubles and strange things. And there's a giant sign on the top that's in a half circle in this beautiful ornate letters, and every single letter is painted a different color, and it's the gaudiest, most ugly kind of sign you've ever seen. And it reads, "The Shop of Pragmir the Pragmatic."
You mentioned something about this, haven't you?
Maybe. I will not confirm or deny that.
Pragmir the Pragmatic. Well, now I have to go in.
A whole series of bells rings as you walk in, and music plays from somewhere, and you're not sure. A rat wearing a wizard hat leaps up from one of them. I'm so sorry. He's in every game I ever had. A rat jumps up. He's the size of a small beaver.
Oh.
And he jumps up and he's wearing spectacles, and he has a big wizard hat that's dark blue with yellow stars painted all over it. And he goes, "Welcome, welcome, welcome." And then you hear a man walk up from the back and slap the rat onto the floor, and he says, "Shut up. Hello. Welcome to my store, Pragmir the Pragmatic. Please ignore the rat who somehow came back alive again after that stupid person who keeps sending me from place to place, universe to universe, that stupid, idiotic." I'm sorry.
It's
Where are my
okay.
manners?
He's actually quite fascinating. I've never seen a talking rat before.
Talking rat, I'm talking about this strange being that oversees my life, throwing me into these different universes, meeting different people. The rat was just dead the last time I was there, and then all of a sudden I'm here and he's alive again. I hate that stupid furry little bastard.
Ooh.
Aren't you supposed to be pragmatic?
I used to be in the first universe in a little place called Fallcrest Reach.
Oh.
Of course, at that point, I was stuck in the rat body, and he was in mine. And he was all, "I'm Pragmir the Pragmatic, because I'm so pleasing," and so many other P words. And then some strange being called, and no one sees him. No one knows about him. I don't understand, but I get glimpses of this strange person they call Dungeon Master Cole, throws me into these different, and no, I don't. It's like I don't control my own life, and I hate it. Now, if you'll excuse me, let's get down to business. I do have a shop to run here. And then you hear him kind of kick the rat away, and the rat's like, "Look, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't create you. I'm not your. Shut up. Now, what can I do for you?"
Well, what kind of wares do you sell here, Pragmir?
Well, I sell mostly magic items.
Oh.
I specialize in things like potions, weapons, staves, and a variety of other things. Sure, certainly, the prices are, I think, reasonable. Others, but We have to understand this is a magic shop, and they're very rare. Apparently, the person who controls me makes them rare, and I don't know why. I don't think it's fair to the rest of us, but whatever kind of strange godly complex he has, putting us all here in these strange worlds and giving me whatever he wants, that's the way it is. So who
Ragnar,
knows? Yeah,
would you
sorry, yes.
would you allow me to lay my hands on you?
Is
And
that
perhaps
some type of come on or paladin?
no. What I mean to say is to cure you of any mental illness you might be suffering from.
Mental illness. 3 worlds ago, I would have found that offensive. 2 worlds ago, I poisoned a whole town. And the first world ago, I actually was happy despite being in a little town with a little inn. So I don't think I want you touching any part of my body because I don't think anything is wrong with me except for I don't know. I don't know. I'm having an existential crisis. I'm sorry. Do you want
Okay.
to try something or not?
Um.
And just to
Sure.
be clear,
I'll
that
browse.
wasn't some come on from some weird paladin. I heard about
No,
you and hitting
I,
on people and
I
things.
promise you it was not.
Your sword euphemisms. You're not fooling me.
um.
He laughs a little bit. Ha! I can still make a joke. Now, yes, let me help you. Now, I have a variety of items. I have some uncommon items. I do have some
Do you have any
potions.
like bracers of defense or
Yes, I do have some bracers of archery. I do have a ring of protection. They seem to be very popular. I have a cloak of protection as well. Other things we have some.
what do those
Um,
typically run? I may have to come
uh,
back for one of those.
ooh, excuse me. Bracers of defense. So I believe those are uncommon. And we can just go with any kind of standard pricing on anything at first. Oh, bracers of defense are rare. Is it just me or yeah, here we go. Bracers of defense. He has a pair for 1,000 gold pieces.
I gotta come back for those. All right.
Yeah, I think I don't think we're ready for this level of shopping.
As well. If you need gold, there is an old dwarven mining city not too far from here. Several adventurers have gone. Most of them have died. But the old Durgadin the Black's halls, apparently there are some riches there to be found. If you're
You know how to
interested
get
in
there?
that. Oh yes, it's easy to find. It's northeast or northwest. Something about I haven't been in the city long, but it's something about a giant white-capped area, mountain granite. Something about a bone or a fingernail, some body part. I
A
can't
body
remember
part.
what.
Tooth? Is it a tooth? Maybe?
Ah, tooth, yes, something about a tooth. However, I do understand the area is very mountainous. In fact, there's a lot of sheer cliffs in the area, caverns as well. Could be some difficult travel, but there are still riches there. And if you brought some of those riches back, certainly you could sell them and we could work out a deal. In
Sounds
fact,
good.
how much do you know about old Durgadin the Black?
Nothing.
We know his
Nothing.
name. That's about
Do
it.
you? That's it. Well, I can help you there. Kundrakar, the city itself that's under the toenail, bone, whatever.
Tooth.
It's a
Tooth.
big rocky crag area. Tooth, yes, tooth. That's it. Stone Tooth. So there are legends about Durganin. Well, see, you don't know much about him. The legend's very famous around here. Durganin was a smith, and not just any smith. Durganin was one of the greatest dwarven smiths to ever live. And he produced numerous items. Some of them were extraordinary. Durganin's vengeance, or the Smith's War, that's what this was called, this conflict between Durganin and the orcs. Believed that many of his items are still there. Look, there's a customer of mine. His name is Alavan. And Alavan is a human individual here, but he works closely with a dwarf in the underground section of Mirabar. Knows a lot about the old legends and such. I bet he would pay pretty good money for bringing some of those artifacts back to him, and then perhaps we could work out something.
Cool.
Let's see here. What's the time? And he looks out, and the rat goes, "It is approximately 2. Shut up, you stupid waste of fur."
Wait, so who's the rat? Are you the rat? And
Oh.
you just switch bodies with him and he's you?
Many worlds ago, I attempted to alleviate myself of the familiar rat that never goes away. And you screwed up. Yes, I screwed up. And we switched bodies. A
You're
group
the
of
rat.
adventurers. I was the rat for a while. For a while, we switched bodies. I am Pragmir. This is my body. I switched with the rat on accident. A group of adventurers came along. They managed to lift what was an accidental curse. Then I ended up in another world and suffered a bout of anger. This world, which was a mirror of the first, I was in a place called Fallcrest Reach, where a group of adventurers came, asked for my help. But in this world, Fallcrest Reach was famous in the Southlands for slavery, and I don't like slavery. So I agreed to them that they would get me to the northern area of Middenheim, which does not support slavery, and we would fight it tooth and nail. So I decided to poison the entire town so they wouldn't have slavery anymore. And I killed everyone. Only 10,000 people. Well, of course, then I felt bad about it, and I switched realms again. And so the story goes on and on and on.
So you just go
Yeah.
around doing whatever you want and then go to a new dimension?
I guess. I have the theory, though, and I've heard the name whispered, that there is something or some madman, some strange being that sends me there. Something called the Dungeon Master. I don't understand it. Who wants to be master of a dungeon? They're cold, they're murky, they're full of monsters. Makes no sense.
Someone evil, that's who.
I agree. The most evil, conniving thing in existence, but I can't prove he exists.
What's the rat's name?
The rat?
Yeah, what's his name?
The rat's name. This is Jim. Jim the rat.
Jim the rat.
Yes. Jim used to live in Tribor. Jim went crazy. And somehow Jim got reincarnated as a rat.
Hello, Jim. Tyler, do you have an apple for Jim?
As soon as you say the word apple, the
freaks.
rat freaks out and he pees on himself and he runs away.
Bye, Jim. Thanks for the house.
Nice, George. Nice. Thanks. Classic. you hear the bells ring, and actually, Pragmir says, "Speak of the devil, Alavan! These gentlemen, I was just telling them about you, about Durgadin's vengeance and Durgadin the Black." And Alavan says, looks at you and on, he says, "Are you in the market for work?"
Well, we're heading to Blassingdale on a mission, but if your work is on the way, we will be happy to help.
Well, it's beyond Blassingdale, but if you're looking for work, yes, definitely. Listen, Alavan, he's perhaps told you a little about Durgan the Black. The items there. Look, I actually work as a trader here, and I oversee trade in the city. I'm a quartermaster of the city proper at the top side. The captain of the guard here actually has a job, and I do too. So one of the local barons is actually collecting pieces from Durgadin himself, the great smith. He pulls out from his satchel a broken blade, and he hands it over to you. He says, "Look at this."
Okay.
The blade is finely made, some of the most finely made work you've seen. And he says, "This is what we're looking for. Durgadin's blades are highly valuable. For every blade you bring me back, the Baron will give you 20 gold pieces just for the blades.
Oh,
And that's not all. If you bring back information about the Dwarven complex, I'll throw in another 20 gold each."
that's. I think we're heading that way, right? We're heading toward the Kundru car. So yeah, if we find,
And if you can bring me a detailed map, I'll throw in another 100 gold pieces myself.
okay.
Now, there's one problem. I don't know if you've heard, but there are orcs everywhere up there, especially around the Stone Tooth. There are multiple entrances to the place. Grundakar, yeah. So, we need to get rid of the orcs. Every orc you can bring proof of that you've can either capture or kill. The mayor's even offering 25 gold pieces each to show the gratitude of getting rid of the orc so we can move back in.
How much
There's
gold
a
for that? 25 a gold piece
per orc.
per orc.
What
Okay.
type of proof do you require?
Will it ear do?
Ears,
tusk?
teeth, whatever proof you can bring. No half orcs, of course. But any of the full orcs, yeah. 25 gold pieces each from the mayor's office. The Baron's offering money. I can provide money for the map. The mayor was providing 25 gold pieces per orc, dead or alive. There's a lot
And
of money to be made there.
And 20 gold for a blade. Actually 40 gold per blade, right?
20 gold per blade, but there's got to be a lot of them up there.
Okay. 20 gold per blade.
That doesn't even take into account any kind of wealth you find in the area either.
Yeah, 100 gold for a detailed map of the place seems a bit light.
Yeah, that's not.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
risk involved in scouring that whole place and creating a detailed map for you.
He says, "Look, it's hard to get anyone to go up there. I'll double
Exactly.
my offer. That's the best I can do. 200 gold pieces for a map. And you're still
That's
getting the 20
better.
gold pieces per blade, 25 per orc. That work?
Yeah, all right. That works.
And I can provide the gold pieces in gold, silver, platinum, or gems."
Nice.
We'll see when we get back.
Yeah. We might want to start thinking about diamonds for resurrections.
Yes.
He actually has a copy of the contract with everything guaranteed on it. And he asked Pragmir to borrow his pen, and he changes the amount of the map on the contract and puts his signature on it. So you have a guarantee of the prices that he'll give you for everything in writing with signatures. And
Cool.
Pragmir witnesses it.
Nice. All right, now we got 2 jobs.
Okay, so yes, now you have 2 jobs from the city proper. All right. So what would you like to do from here?
So let's head out.
Okay. So you will head north. Is everybody ready to head out? Is everybody good?
I would, or I would go and get some pythons, or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah. So you're looking. Are you looking for the pythons, and are you looking for like full scale climbing equipment?
Probably full scale climbing equipment.
Got it. Okay. So let me pull that up. You are keeping me looking up a lot of stuff tonight. It's all right. See here. Climbers kits. So climbers kits are. Ooh, that's very rare. That does not. No, that actually would work. Climbers kits are very rare though.
I swear you could just buy.
That is weird. And you can't fall more than 25 feet from a point where you're anchored either with them. We're gonna go with that's SRD. That's not even Player's Handbook. Let's go with see how many of you are there? 6? No, 5? Is that right? We got 5 of you guys. Let's go with
25 gold.
let's go with say again.
25 gold for a climber's kit.
All
In the
right.
Player's Handbook.
That sounds good. So 5 climbers kits would be 125, and that's actually going to protect you from falling so far that you would die if you climbed. So that actually be pretty good.
Sorry, slight problem. I don't have 25 gold pieces for one of these things.
Everybody's been doing like a group money. So
Cole, we actually divided that up.
Yeah, we
you did. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
I just
got
met you guys, so
you
I
selfish
vouched for you, don't
bastards.
worry. So you
Tell
can
us,
go.
I don't ever need a climber's kit.
Gotcha.
You don't need one?
Nope.
Okay.
I see where this is going. I see where this is going. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So you're gonna get the climbers kits. So you get 4. That's 100 gold pieces. Yep, 100 gold pieces.
But Cole,
And then you
Tello would, before we head out, Tello would like to see if he could. You said there was, some, rare items. He does want to see if he can get like some studded leather barding for Jerry.
That is a great question.
Right.
So you can look around, and actually they do have specialty armors who sell armor for animals.
Yeah. So so how much would studded leather cost for the doggo?
So we're gonna go with
Probably.
half price on everything because he's smaller. So studded leather would be 20 gold pieces. Hide
All
is
right. So then
5.
what about like a chain shirt for Jerry?
Chain shirts 25. A breastplate will be 200.
Chain shirt. So we're getting Jerry like a mesh chain shirt.
Mesh chain shirt. So we need to change his.
Or we'll pay half for that.
All right. So we're gonna go with so
Oh no, she's going to.
Gold,
It's
5 silver pieces each. 12 gold,
Sorry,
5
how much
silver
was that?
each. 12 gold and 5 silver pieces per person if you're going halvesies.
Yep.
So Jerry, we need to make sure that we remember for Jerry that his AC, and I think I can
Right, so you
edit
get
his
dex, right?
to
So I mean, if it's
13.
the same, yeah,
Yeah, so yes.
15.
So his AC should be 15 now.
Nice.
So it says, yep. So he has. So we just need to make sure we remember that anytime that Jerry gets attacked or something, I'm going to let you guys help me remember that he has an armor class of 15, and
Noted.
he's also. You guys are level 3, so at some point we need to level Jerry up too, because Tim and I have been talking about how we could level him up. I think we're going to level up. We talked maybe every 3rd level.
Yeah, every
Try to
third
give him a
would
class.
kind of make it even out, I guess.
Oh my God, we've got a freaking foo dog. All right. I think that's where we're going to go with it. Is Jerry's going to be a food dog eventually? That means, oh my God, that means he gets spells. What am I
So
doing?
what's Jerry wearing? Chainmail?
Yeah, he's wearing a chain shirt. So Jerry's got an AC of 15 now. We probably need to increase his
Give him a hit die.
Yes, hit die. So he's got 15, not 25. 15, and then chain shirt, and then he's got 5. It says he's only got 5 hit points. That's not right. So we need to increase his. Yeah, that's all. That's terrible. All right,
Yeah.
so 2d8. Constitution is 12, so 1. So 2d8s. We're gonna go with so it'd be 8, 9. 9 plus 5 is 14, 15. Jerry has 15 hit points.
All right.
15 and 15, easy to
Awesome. Easy to remember. And then we'll try to see what other kind of special abilities we're going to give him as he go. Oh my God, we're going to have a food dog. So all he's going to do is knock things prone and eat them while you guys stabby all the time. Jerry needs his own bank account. All right. So Jerry is semi-leveled up now, and I'm happy to take suggestions. We can level Jerry up and give him some food dog stuff like a familiar. So that would be awesome. Okay, so you're gonna
on the road.
You're gonna hit the road. Durganon, as you do a little bit more talking to some people, try to learn a little bit more, and Alvin will tell you a little bit more about Durganon too. So he was a master smith who forged these blades that surpassed quality in all the realms. And centuries ago, his home was sacked by orcs. So Durganon led the remnants of his clan to try to take the mountains north of the town of Blassingdale and establish this small secret stronghold somewhere in the wilderness. So from his hidden area, he waged this decades-long vendetta against all of orc kind until his enemies discovered his fortress and attacked it after a long siege. So Durgan and his followers perished, and a lot of the wealth was carried away by conquering hordes, but it's said that the deepest and best hidden vaults and armories escaped the looting, and that some of Durganon's extraordinary blades still wait in the darkness for a hand bold enough to claim one. So you're going to reach Blassingdale about 30 miles northwest of Mirabar, and it's a small mining town. It's on the frontier to see if any of the stories are true. Your maps show that the old dwarf hold lies about 3 days' march to the north of the town because of all the rough mountainous areas.
Right.
And it's dark and deeply forested hills that rise above the town's outskirts and then getting into the spine of the world. So you travel north from the mining. So you get to Blassingdale. And like I said, it lies about 30 miles south of the Stone Tooth, but 30 miles north of Mirabar. And you have to leave your horses in Mirabar because the terrain is so rough they can't even travel it. And it's not close enough to use a lot of overnight rest stops either. So you're going to have to figure out ways you can camp out as you go. You get to Blassingdale, the town's population is only about 2,000 people. It's quite diverse, although humans are the largest group. And almost any race, any of the major races of Faerun are here, and they tend to work fine together, and no one gets any evil looks or anything. You walk in; it's a fairly normal town. Excuse me, and you can smell sort of the that weird kind of metallic smell that you get if you're in a cave or something like that. That's what you smell in the whole town. All right, so once you enter the town, what would you like to do here?
I guess we can. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Bringing Dean. I guess we could just ask about the orcs in the region from the local innkeeper or whatever, bartender.
So you get to one of the. There's only one tavern in the whole town, connected to an inn, and you walk in and there's a half elf commoner there. It's called the Griffin's Nest, and she greets you as you enter. There aren't a lot of people in here. You gauge that this isn't necessarily because the town's dangerous per se, but just because there aren't a lot of travelers to and from this town. The woman greets you. She says her name is Sorrel Bankdown, and she owns the tavern here. What could she get you?
Hi. Does everybody want to drink? Anybody?
Yes, please, too.
All right. I order around, and then I say, "Excuse me, miss. We're looking for the Stone Tooth. Would you be able to direct us to where it is?"
She says, "Sure. If you open the door and you look north,
There
you
it
can
is.
see it from here. Yeah, big granite crag right in the mountain. Sheer rock. That was an
We hear,
easy question. She
we
pours
hear,
you around drinks.
we hear there are a lot of orcs there. Has
There
there
are a
been
lot of
any-
orcs there.
Have there been any trouble with orcs in this town?
Yes, there have. We get raided all the time, and hopefully the dwarven cities will. We're under the protection of Mirabar, but they can't be here all the time. And they're the main mining source, so we do what we can, but we don't have that much protection, and the raids are getting worse.
Would you happen to know where they're coming from? Are they coming from the Stone Tooth?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And you can kill every one of them, and I won't care.
Well, Mirabar offered us a bounty, so we'll probably be doing that.
Oh, excellent! Don't get yourself killed. Some guy named Bob came through here before. Didn't end well for him.
Bob's an
This is
idiot.
a very nice guy.
We heard about Bob.
Yeah, he is a complete tool.
All right. Anybody else questions? I'm all right with just heading out there and killing orcs.
I think Aura just broke the DM. A massive man comes in. He's a big half orc guy, and he's wearing like old armor. And he looks in, and the guy, a woman walks inside him, also wearing similar old armor. And the man walks in, and he says, "We received a pigeon from Mirabar." The guy hits his chest hard. He says, "I'm Sergeant Grindar Kuin." He's a half orc guy, and he says, and the lady beside him says, "I'm Constable Dara Whitewood. I'm the senior officer here. Kuin is in charge of the town watch." We heard someone from the outside who came. We received pigeon that you are heading to the Stone Tooth. Is this correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
Well, good. Finally, the city sends someone. Well, nice to meet you. Hope you don't die like that other guy that came up here. Goodbye. And she turns around and
there
starts to walk.
anything? Okay. Thank you. Bob's a fool.
And she turns around and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was it. I honestly expected you to go up there and just get killed like all the rest of the people who did."
Well, I
But
mean, we were going to ask some questions about it. Maybe you could give us some insight to going there.
well, if you buy me a beer, then sure. And yes, I do drink on the job.
Course.
Absolutely.
Sorrel, can we please get dear a drink, please?
Sorrel goes, "She's such a cheap bitch," and she turns around and
I'm paying. It's
Dara
okay.
says, "What did you say?" "Oh, I didn't say anything." Sorrel said, "Cheap bitch," and she grabs something and she pours it in, and you swear she may have spit in it, but she slides it to Sorrel, and Sorrel downs it in one gulp, puts it down, and she says, "Okay, what questions can I answer for you lovely people?" She leans against the bar with one hand on the hip.
What kind of things are to be expected on the way there?
Well, there are orcs,
Yes, we know about the orcs.
and there are a few different ways into the complex.
Oh.
Do you know which is the best way in, or
Would you able to maybe sketch us a map of where we can find the entrances to this place?
Nope.
Yes.
Our scout went out, and the only thing that came back was his head.
So better than
And it's
Bob, though, right? At least his head came back.
yes,
heard-
with all of his toes shoved in his mouth, as well as something else shoved in his mouth, which I won't mention here. Apparently, the orcs have a sick sense of humor. But yes,
That's
he was supposed to map
pretty
the
funny.
area going in, and he never came back. But we've heard from intelligence that there were some various routes inside. You could scout the area, perhaps you could avoid the orcs and figure out for yourself. But if you want to know if there's any particular way that's better than others, they're all dangerous.
We heard a rumor about some kind of other intelligence may have taken residence there.
Oh, I don't know about that. If it is, and it's in the deepest part of the place, but got me. We just get the problem with the orcs. And honestly, that's all I'm really concerned with. They keep attacking the town. Tell you what, though, you stop them from coming here. Oh, that would be a big help.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of the orcs for you.
We're going to try, at least. We're more capable
Alright.
than Bob.
I hope so. I think it came back with Bob was some body parts and a liver, and it had been chewed on. Ugh, she shivers.
That sounds like Bob.
Tell you what, I'll make a deal with you.
Hmm.
Are you a gambling folk?
Sure.
All right, great. She turns to Sorrel and says, "All right, Sorrel, so here's the deal. If they don't come back in 2 weeks, they will assume they're dead up there. Um, you got to give me free drinks for a year." Sorrel says, "Okay. What if, um, what if they come back?" Then dear Whitewood turns to you and says, "If they come back, I'll give each of you one of the 2 items from my old family heirlooms. Two
That sounds
very
like a
nice,
deal to me.
2 nicely cut diamonds. I bet all the time if it's a sure thing. So nice knowing you, Sorrel. Get ready to pour that ale, 'cause it's coming, woman. Next time you call me a cold-hearted bitch, you can kiss my cold-hearted bitch ass. So, gentlemen, lady, good luck, God's speed, and I hope they kill you quickly. And if you excuse me, I've got some more things not to do." And she marches out the front door.
Good luck with that.
Good day, Constable.
Kuhn looks down at you, the half orcs, and he says, "Look, I'm really sorry. She's always like this. She's not a very nice person. Sorrel, sorry." He tosses a couple copper pieces, and she catches them. He says, "It's all right. You know, it's not like she's gonna change. But hey, look, if you guys come back, maybe you could take those diamonds off of her. Be nice."
Oh, we will.
Yeah, just to see the look on her face. I hate her so much. Look, you guys come back and you kill those orcs. You clear that place out. You got free drinks for life.
Cool.
Oh, that's even better. Oh, well, I mean, if it's okay with Sorel, of course.
Sorrel actually is the one that says that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got free drinks for life.
Then let's go kill some orcs.
Yeah, let's go kill some orcs.
All right. You as you travel from the mining town, you pass through a brooding pine forest and these deep vales where you can all see beyond where the tooth has stuck up, but now you're deep into the valley. You catch sight of the tall, steep mountain that's this prominent bare knob of rock, which is what they call the stone tooth. And there's a thin spire of smoke that rises from some unseen point high on the mountain slopes. As you can make out a steep, narrow road or track that runs back and forth across the face of the mountainside. On the other side of the mountain, however, there's a sheer rock cliff. You can't really see much about the cliff there or many details about the road. So, what would you like to do?
Um, who has a good survival skill?
I have a decent
Not
skill.
today. Sorry.
Cole, would you give the description one more time?
I've got a +3.
Yeah, I got plus
Sure.
three as well.
So, you're heading north of the mining town itself, and you move into the valley proper, and there are these big pine forests. They're huge, and these deep vales in the land itself. And you can see the mountain that had risen up until you get deep into the valley, but you can see beyond this big knob of like white granite that's the mountain itself. You can see on one side of this sort of granite knob where there's a slope, there's a this road that very, very, very rough road, very rough, that dodges back and forth going up. And then you can see there's a sheer rock cliff on the other side. There's a thin rise of smoke that comes from somewhere that's unseen high on the mountains, or high on the mountain.
And so this is the stone tooth, and we know
Yeah.
there are several entrances, but non-specific entrances into the place.
There's this road. But I
Maybe we
suspect
can
the
pick up a
road-
trail somewhere along the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Stay away from the smoke.
All right, I'm going to switch something over for you guys.
The road's probably going to be guarded.
Yeah, the
I'll
road
seek
is a
our
bad
entrance.
idea.
So you guys are somewhere down here.
Where's that called?
Somewhere down in here.
Okay.
And this is the road right here.
Yep, and that's the road right there.
And so
And then you got the sheer rock
there's
place over
the
here.
road, and this is the stone tooth right here.
That's correct, sir. And so the sheer
Okay.
cliff is over here, and so you got the road that comes up sort of the side of the incline here, right on the left, and you have the sheer rock cliff over here, and then the road meets up with the tooth.
What's the rate of travel that we can make through this forest area?
Yeah.
You can actually make really good time. Well, not really good, but you can make like this is not like so this is
it
only in
difficult terrain,
yards.
for example?
Yeah, it's difficult terrain, but you can definitely make it up here. It'd be like doing like a hike, So you might say, 8 hours of sunlight if you set out early in the morning, 10 hours,
half
something like that.
movement.
Yeah, like
Is
half
it like a
movement.
campfire at the top
yeah,
there? I mean, we recognize it as.
Like how?
Oh, yeah, right
how
here.
far up was it, or the smoke, the fire?
Is it,
So this is 1,000 yards, I think, is by the terrain meter here.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that smoke like from a fire, or is it from like a volcano?
That's a great
Yeah.
question. You're not sure from this distance.
And we're
like out here, right?
yeah.
That's correct.
Maybe there are more orcs. I mean, that's more money.
All right, we got a bounty. I'm fine either way. Maybe
Alright,
we can try and ambush them.
Yeah, let's head towards
That-
that smoke area
yeah.
first.
If nothing else, we could, have a camp for the night there. There's already smoke.
Yeah. Camouflage our smoke in that smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would like everybody to do is, if you were going to camp, roll me a
We're not going to
survival
camp.
check.
We're heading for
No.
heading for
Okay.
that camp. We're heading.
You're
for
just going to head
there.
toward. Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit different. I'm going to still ask for a different reason for everybody to roll me a survival check.
Not bad.
My character sheet's not responding. I can roll manually. I think I
That's
get
where I
a
go.
+3 on it.
Good average.
Yeah, we go for an average. We're looking at about a 14. Okay, so you can, as you're climbing up this direction, you can see a few things. You can see that up
Nice.
top, here, there's the smoke is billowing up out from the mountain, but it's not like a black acrid smoke like it would from a volcano. So you can rule that out.
Are
Well,
we
if
like
these,
up
if
at
these
there?
were the halls of this old dwarf, that might be an old forge underneath or fires where
That's a
these
good point.
goblins are like inhabiting the caves beneath, and the smoke is escaping somewhere.
I like we're thinking, Nairo.
Yeah.
Could be.
So we're trying to sneak up.
If the orcs are mobilizing, they might have activated forges. Yeah. It's a really good point.
And the road does not meet up with that. The road does
What was
not
that
meet
called?
up with that. The road does not meet up with that smokestack either. So there's I don't know how much you can see on the map, but you see where there's an A, B, C, and D.
No.
Oh, you can't see that on yours. Okay, I just see it on mine. I don't know if they had it on yours or not. So there are actually multiple
Probably
areas here.
Right for the DM.
Yeah, you got this area, and then the road is over here.
Right.
But then you've got the big tooth part over here, and an extra
Yep.
set of areas over here, and then over here. So you got more woodland up top where the sheer face comes down, and then you've got another area over here. So you actually got numerous little areas within the larger context of the map.
Gotcha. We're heading, but we're here, so we're heading here. So this is 800-yard elevation. How high is the actual the mount there?
So
That would be
this
1,000.
elevation is in
Yeah, that'd be
yards and
1,000
not
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks
Those
like
are in
it's in
feet.
yards. It is in feet. Okay, I can't read.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah, all right. So
scale-
elevation
Well,
is
it
in
might be,
feet.
it
a
might
yard.
be like 80 feet between points of elevation, but this is like 200 above sea level, 400, 600
Yeah.
feet above sea level. It's very steep. If it's that small of a spread, it's going to be a very steep climb from like
Yeah.
4 to 6 or 6 to 8.
Yeah.
It is.
George, you
It
got
is.
a crazy echo on your audio there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll fix
There
that.
is
Hang on. How
there's
about,
a
how
little
about now?
scale
You're
in the
right.
bottom
You're good.
right-hand corner that
Sorry.
does have it in yards.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
No problem.
So yeah, it looks like I think you're right. So it's like this is the marker down here is in yards. I think these are feet. So this would be 1,000 feet. Yeah. So
Right.
you're looking at a really steep incline here.
Yeah, that's
So
quite an incline.
maybe let's say right around the 400 mark, you might have to put on your climbing gear and start to use the ropes to climb up.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could take a circuitous route like the road and just boop, 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 like go up slowly on angles, going all,
Yes.
you know,
Right.
kind of
Or
circle.
switch
Yeah.
back, like back and
Switchback, yeah.
Yep. And the road, remember that where you can see from the road ends up here, but yet the smokestack is right here.
Gotcha.
So they
So
actually
what I
shoot
know
differently.
we're moving up. We're moving up here to this rock outcropping.
Yeah.
So when we get the 800-foot elevation, above that, how high is the rock outcropping? How high is the smoke? And how steep is that? How steep is that rock outcropping?
So 3 questions I think I heard there. So the rock starts at 1,000 feet. I'm going to say that the rock itself is probably another 500 feet or so. The smoke is reaching pretty high up into the sky, like you might see like a really big bonfire, and like the smoke is really high up into the air.
This is not that big. This area, this
No,
little
it's about
mountain
150
outcrop.
feet.
It's like 200, 150, 200 yards wide,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it's like it's almost like Rocky Mountains, where you've got like these gigantic jutting pieces up. But what's weird is it's almost like you've got Appalachian Mountains, where you've got the slow inclines. So it's only like a mixture of 2 different things in the same map. Strange.
Yeah.
What time of day is
Oh God, my wife was right beside me. I didn't know it, and she just scared the shit out of me.
it?
I think we should get to this mountain, and being that it's not that big, like if I look at the scale down here, it's what, maybe 75
Pretty
yards?
early. Yeah,
We
probably
kinda
need
see-
to go and go to
We
her.
kind of skirt the whole thing
And she needs
around
Afrin. Oh no, she can't do Afrin night. She has to do it tomorrow.
and
Yeah.
see if there are any entrances on this smaller piece.
Yeah,
we'll
that's what I
search,
was gonna suggest as
Yeah.
well.
search that rocky
Okay.
outcrop and see if there's an entrance.
Depending on what
Okay.
time of day it is, we could camp there and possibly see any other like lights being lit up
Yeah,
on
it's
right here and here.
That's a great idea.
We got lots of good ideas. Very smart party.
All right. So you're going to try to climb to the top of this thing? Is that right?
No, we're going to actually
No, no,
start
no.
navigate. Look
yeah,
for.
we're gonna
Circumnavigate. Okay. My
Well,
wife
yeah.
came in and scared the hell out of me, so it took me a minute for my heart to start, and then I had to ask. She had a question for me. Okay, so you're going to circumnavigate the area.
Yeah.
All
I have
right.
the survival skill if we need to kind of if that's necessary here, if anyone else doesn't have it.
Yeah, I
You could,
have a
yeah,
plus
you
2
could,
in it. That's it.
you could roll it to see if you can see other things too.
Who should do that?
You should.
Um,
Oh, all right.
Tallow will
Whoever's
too.
got
George,
the
George,
best.
George.
Good. Yeah, very good.
Wow, very good.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. So as you're able to circumnavigate it as you're moving around, you find old footprints and scarring where other maybe people have someone or something has hooked in ropes and such to help circumnavigate around and climb this thing over and over. It looks like the scarring on the rock could be any age because it's rock, but a lot of the footprints are very worn, so they haven't been around this particular thing in a while. You can see, though, from your vantage point around here, down where the road ends down here. And it looks like there's some kind of a hollowed out little clearing down in this area.
Oh, you
where
really want us to go down that road, man? You mentioned that road 10 times now.
I know. Well, there's multiple like I said, multiple spots. Now, from this vantage point, you can also see over on the tooth. Okay. And it looks like you can see movement around. You're not sure; they're pretty far, but really tiny figures moving. And you can see far off down here. There's a clearing too,
Sorry, far off down where?
right there.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
clearing too, which looks like there might be a gigantic hole in the ground down here.
What, like a meteor strike?
Um,
Just kidding.
I never
Yeah,
know, right?
is it like into the side of the
Like a sinkhole?
sheer cliff? or
Almost
is
like
it
a sink,
just
yeah, kind of like a
sinkhole?
sinkhole. Yeah, it's kind of like a
Okay.
sinkhole. Yeah. So there's something over here. Now the movement over here doesn't like this anything organized. from what you can tell. Over here, where you are looking from, it looks a bit organized. You don't see anything there on the road, and then you see the big hole over here. But you do see some movement over here, but it doesn't like it's like going in anything, if that makes sense.
Right.
Okay,
Like a
where
cave
we're
in.
at, where we're
Yep.
at, did we see any caves, any entrances, anything of interest in the place we're at?
Yeah.
So you're at the bottom. You're like right where the woods end and the rock outcrop starts. So you don't see anything else except for that around here. Like I said, you see some places where there are old pylons and stuff put into the rock where the rock was climbed.
Okay, so how long does it look like? How difficult does it look like of a climb, and how long would it take to climb to the top there where the smoke's coming
Well,
up?
it's 500 feet, so
Yeah, about 500 feet. So you could move. You would move at half speed as long as you're rolling your athletics rolls, and also you've got the climbing equipment, so that's going to help you too.
It's like you get advantage on those rolls, right?
That's right. And if you fall, you can't fall more than like 25 feet, and you will get caught rather than continuing to fall. Unless you want to go like Alex Honnold and free solo this thing.
Is it 6 rounds per minute or is it 10 rounds per minute?
Oh my
It's 10
god, I can't
rounds.
believe I just forgot that. Yeah,
yeah.
So we,
yeah. It's 6. I mean,
6
it's
seconds, so 10.
6
take a
seconds.
couple
10. Yes. Wow,
So-
what a day.
it'll take a couple of minutes to climb up to the top. Oh,
Yep.
we should take a look. Let's maybe take a peek.
Okay. We can do that. We'll start
Okay.
going up, even though I
All
have
right. So
horrible athletics.
you set up your climbing equipment and need everybody to roll athletics. So if you don't get advantage, you're still just rolling it regular. So
Oh, all right.
Oh, thank God.
Maybe I'll just take a peek.
But
I'll
do we
go up
all
with
need
you,
to go to
or I
the
will.
top?
it's up to you. A few of you can go up. You don't all have to go up. A few of you can stay at the bottom if you want to. That's totally
I'll go
fine.
up.
So I got Aura going up. I got Zora going up, and I got Nero going up. Is that right?
Tallow wild shapes into a giant lizard, which has a 30-foot climb speed.
I knew it
And
was
he just
coming.
starts scaling.
I knew it was coming. I
Nice.
just didn't know what you were going to transform to. All right, so you guys. All right, so if you're so I'm going to assume maybe like you guys are at stay at the bottom. You're going to kind of keep watch.
Yeah.
Maybe
Who
watching
doesn't
these
have a climb
guys.
speed? Who's staying at the bottom?
Variance.
Tallow says, "I'll come aboard, mate." And the giant lizard is large size, so variants can ride Tallow. The giant lizards are actually used as mounts, so nothing crazy there.
So you're holding on for dear life as he goes up the mountain as a giant lizard. So I guess Jerry's gonna hang out at the bottom, and chill out and chew on his. Maybe he's got his big bone still. So everybody's doing fine on the first climb. So you're gonna be able to go 30 feet.
Oh man.
All right. So your first 30's gone. First 30's up. So let's roll again.
Oh my god, how many rolls we have to do?
Well, it's 500 feet. We're going up 30 per, so
Oh
a
boy,
lot.
someone's gonna fall, right?
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
if they
here's my next roll. Ah!
Yep.
Damn.
Okay. Yep. All right. I'm the only one that goes up.
All right, George, you managed to catch them with the ropes as they do fall, so you won't take any damage. Slows you down a little bit, so roll me another athletics.
Everyone?
Anyone who's climbing.
Okay.
Okay, so you make it your next little bit, and one more roll for me. All right. You make it the rest of the way to the top, and then I need everyone to make a Constitution check to see if you are tired.
Shit.
I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Aura would be just exhausted. The -1, yeah, no, she's exhausted.
All right, so Aura is going to take a level of exhaustion at the top. So that will mean you would take disadvantage on ability checks.
Got it.
I also need variants to roll me a. I think this is going to be a. I'll double check, so I want to tell you the wrong thing. That's going to be a. Where is it? 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 I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw against fear because you are holding on to a gigantic freaking lizard going up 500 feet of rock.
Who is his friend? Who is his good friend?
Who is his friend? Oh my
Oh, shit.
god. Okay.
This is
So-
crazy. What are you
Oh,
doing?
no, no.
Just hear an
All right.
echoing.
So,
Well,
all right. So you are shaken. So you're gonna take disadvantage on your ability checks as well. So this level of exhaustion and the shaking is gonna last about 4 hours. But you are at the top and
Wow.
can get a perfect view of everything down on the ground. From the very top, few things. The first thing, what everybody's been wondering about the smoke. There is a natural rock chimney that leads down into the caverns below. And this thin stream of smoke coming out rises from it. And it's got that sort of acrid metal smell to it. And
Okay.
it spreads out. It isn't really easy to pinpoint in the rugged terrain, but you can, but now you can see that it comes out from that natural chimney. The other thing you notice is down here at the end of the road, you can see a massive door, just barely, that's visible through the tree line.
Here?
Yeah, right there
Oh.
at the end of the road.
bad
Then
there's
over
too-
here,
Too bad there's no way to block up the chimney.
Yeah.
Sorry, please continue.
no, not at all. And the rock around here, that's a great idea. The rock around here is still pretty solid, so it looks like it's been cleared out. That's a definitively. I mean, like
Hey, can I
someone.
use Shatter Spike to break the rocks around the chimney to clog it up?
Sure, you can try to do that. It'll take a while, but you can always try to do that.
You guys want to smoke these guys out?
It would be pretty funny.
Sure.
And
well, let's maybe investigate this a little bit further. Let's get a little bit more description here first.
sure.
So you see that the movement on the rock far out, the little bitty figures, start moving down into the woods here, and you see them climbing into the big hole down here.
Gotcha.
We got a big door over by this clearing. And then we got people moving about the rocks here. I mean, they have to come out in order to get about the rocks, so there must be some opening here. And this is kind of unknown.
Sinkhole.
Right.
Okay. Is there any heat coming out with the smoke? How acrid does the smoke? Does it? I mean, would it be crazy to try and climb down that chimney?
It's acrid, but not poisonous. In fact,
Yeah.
it's such a wide chimney. As you examine it, tell you what, roll me a perception check.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Hey.
Not only could you climb it, but there are plenty of rock holes and such that you could follow it down into the chimney proper, into the caverns.
Well, we might have a back door.
Or a good way to escape.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we shouldn't close it up.
Yep. Good idea.
So which way should we go?
What I mean, so you guys, do you have no interest in trying to go down? Is that
We
crazy?
can't bring Jerry.
Do we have enough rope? I mean,
That is also a good question. I only have about 100 foot of rope.
I have 50.
Roll
Well, we got the
backpack.
climbing kits. It seems like there's lots of handholds. Jerry's the issue. We got to find a way to get. I mean, could we
I've
get?
got another 50 feet of rope.
I know this is a stupid question to ask and maybe overstepping my bounds, but how long can something survive in a bag of holding?
Not long.
Well, like sticking Jerry in a bag of holding?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
like
think
it's
it's like 10
essentially the
10
same
minutes.
as being underwater, so it's
Yeah.
your con modifier.
But it's a minute.
Plus
It's a
a
couple minutes.
Yeah, it's a minute plus your con mod.
How long? So I mean, again, giant lizard natural climbing speed of 30 feet, so he could basically move 60 feet per round. So I mean, he could go. I mean, again, just doing the math. I mean, Tallow could go up and down this thing in a minute. In less than a minute.
So
Yeah, depending on how far
500
down it goes, right?
divided
Yeah.
by 60, that's eight rounds. So that's 8 minutes
Yeah.
to get from top to bottom, and then
No,
bottom
no,
to
no.
top.
Eight rounds is 8/10 of a minute.
You could I guess you could always tie him to the lizard.
Yeah, I mean, if he's big, if your lizard is big, could you not pick him up gently in your mouth?
It's large. He's large size. Yeah. Oh, a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures. Oh, he would be fine.
Well, 10 minutes for one guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we could do that then.
Well,
But
I say
then
we get
there's-
back. Hello goes back door. Let's see what's down this chimney. It seems like it seems like an invitation.
I just thought of something else. How much does a mastiff weigh?
Yeah, that too. And how much
'Cause-
size, because there's only so much size in a bag as well.
Well,
Well, they're medium size.
mastiff
Could
weight.
Could you
It's gonna take us more than 10 minutes to climb down this thing.
Okay,
what about turning
so
into a bird or something and flying down to see what's down
You-
there?
you wouldn't have to. I don't think you'd have to worry about the bag. So so a grown mastiff is about average weight is about 200 pounds. What's your strengths?
Well,
Not good.
a giant lizard strength is 15 plus
So
large size. He has double carrying capacity. It's not going to be a problem.
Wait, are you putting
Yeah,
the dog in the bag of holding?
you wouldn't have to. You could tie him to your back and run up
Yeah.
the hill. Yeah,
Come on,
Weight
we're
even
doing it.
matter in the bag of holding?
it'd be close,
We
but
could.
you could.
No, but does the bag of holding actually weigh 200 pounds?
No.
Sort of an extra dimensional space, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It weighs nothing, basically.
Yeah. The thing is, you can only breathe in there for 10 minutes, and it's going to take a
Yeah.
lot longer than 10 minutes to climb down this chimney.
No. It's eight rounds, or it's 10 rounds in a minute. So I mean, I can move 60. I can move 60 feet per round. It's not going to take that long.
Well,
So you're gonna take the
point is
lizard
we don't,
down
we
the
don't
chimney.
know how far down it goes, or even where it goes.
Yeah, let's check it out.
You could always
wanna
quickly go down.
Yeah, scout
As
it out
your
first.
lizard.
And then tell us what we see.
Let's take a peek. Tell him we'll go down the chimney stealthily as possible for a giant lizard.
Clomp, clomp, clomp.
Ready?
Right.
So you're running down Tallow, right?
Stealthily.
All right.
Stealthily. Yeah. He's gonna creep down as a giant lizard. He's gonna creep down the chimney very slowly.
Okay, help me out here. If I want to put one person in a different map, how do I
This is
do
rough.
that?
No,
That'll be good
I
practice.
apologize. I'm not going to split the party, Cole. I'm not going to do this. I'm fine. If we want to go, if the entire party wants to go down, we'll go down. If we want to go somewhere else, we can go somewhere else. I apologize.
I'm down with
I
it.
don't want to split it up.
Well, if we want to bring Jerry, maybe we should go check out that door.
Yep.
Yeah,
let's
and I
go
mean
check
you're
out
just
the door.
scouting it out anyways, so
I mean, there's no reason you couldn't scout down. I mean, no reason at all. I mean, I'm totally cool with that. There's no reason to apologize. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
let's
come
check-
down.
let's
and-
check out the-
scouting down is a good
Let's check
idea. It's just
Yeah,
I think
and you
going
don't.
down might
Yeah,
be a bit
I
much,
I can describe
us.
what you see. And you know, if you don't want to go all the way down, and then you can make your decision, and the group can make it together if that's what you want. That's totally cool.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
All right. So you scoot down this chimney, and it goes a lot farther down into the mountain than the length of the height that you went. But what you do is when you get right to the almost to the bottom, you can look down into the room, and there's no one there. There's a large smoky fire that crackles at the center of this room, like a big bonfire. And there's battered pots and kettles that are stacked all over the place. Clearly, this space serves as a crude kitchen. You feel a distinct draft drawing the smoke up through a rough hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, Tella will scurry back up, and he'll say to the group, "There's no one down there. Looks like it might be a way in."
How long did
How
it take
long
you
did
to
it
get down
take?
there?
Yeah.
About twice as long to get down, but unlike the outside, which is very much sheer cliff with some cracks and very, very, very difficult to climb, there are plenty handholds and such to climb down into the chimney and go down.
Did you get to the bottom in 10 minutes as a lizard? Within 10 minutes?
Yeah. How long
Yes.
did it take him to get down there?
Probably about, I'll say probably a little over 10 minutes, probably like 15 to run down. But remember, you can tie Jerry to his back. He's got plenty of strength, or Zorg does as well, to actually carry Jerry on his back up the mountain and then down into the chimney.
Okay.
So it
But yeah,
seems
I
like this
will
would
remind
be
everybody
a,
too. Go ahead.
that's a sneaky way in that we could surprise them all.
I like it. They'll never see us coming.
I do want to remind everybody that somebody is shaken, and there is somebody with exhaustion. Yeah.
What
Let's take a
time of
rest.
day
We can
is
take
it?
a rest.
Now coming down, because it's not as difficult the outside, you're not going to need to worry about so much about the exhaustion going down. But the top of the area has not been where you are now has not been messed with. You also have not given any signs that you're there, so you can probably gauge that it's a decent place to rest and watch.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
So let's get Jerry up to the top here, and then we'll take a rest, take care of the exhaustion, take care of the
You
shaking
need a long
areas.
rest to the exhaustion.
Yeah, I need a long rest to get rid of
That's
my
all right.
exhaustion. So what time of
That's-
day is it? Is it like
Exhaustion sucks, man. We got to get rid of that exhaustion. No one wants
yeah?
exhaustion.
You're getting close to nighttime. And there's no glow up here either. The fire is so deep, it's just the smoke coming up, and there's actually a small flat top here at the top, so you could set camp.
Okay.
Yep, and you have a great vantage point. You can see everything in the valley from where you are, right there at the top.
And so, Cole, did you indicate that they were like cooking fires?
Yes.
And so I would imagine at a certain point, like they're going to stop. Like is it? Like I wonder if at a certain point, like maybe the smoke will dissipate.
Oh,
like, I mean, they're not
right.
gonna, 24 hours a day, right? Maybe they are. I don't know, but
Yeah, or you can tell it's like a crude kitchen. So yeah, it might not. It just
Yeah.
depends on several factors, maybe.
yeah. So let's get Jerry up here. We'll take we'll camp for the night.
We'll We'll climb down in the
that's
morning.
a good idea.
I'm
Alright,
sorry,
so-
Vance. I should have warned you. I can do that. I can sometimes turn into a lizard.
All right, so Jerry's at the top with you guys now as you're setting up camp. So, night falls on the valley, and anyone who's taking watch will notice that there's a lot of movement. Sorry, not there. Over in this area where that big sinkhole is, individuals who come out of this this door over here and follow the road down, and who move. You see light sometimes move around the valley, sometimes not, and you can still see some figures because orcs have dark vision, and if you know half orcs, which you do know when half orc now, you would know they can see in the dark, like tieflings and half elves. So you see the movement, but as long as you aren't setting up a fire, and as long as you're keeping quiet, you have a great vantage point. And since no one has been come up here for a while, no one's coming up here now. So sometimes you might have to, crouch down, but you can see the movements in the doorway here, in the sinkhole here, but
Right.
no one's coming in and out here. So you can make the leap, and this is not even like a normal entrance way, but it is a way to get into the heart of the place. Without like it being a regular entrance.
Right. It's
The
clearly
fire
well
actually, and the fire picks up the smoke picks up a lot at night, and then it lessens. It's a lot less when during the day when you first saw it. So it's more at
Dinner
night,
time.
less than day.
Nocturnal. Yeah, good.
All right. Take a rest.
Okay, so you can get rid of that exhaustion. You can get rid of the shaking.
What did the shaken do? Disadvantage?
Just disadvantage on skill checks. Yeah.
For 4 hours.
All right. So when you wake up, is everybody on the same page? Are you descending into the shaft?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
All
we
right.
will strap Jerry to someone and make our way down.
As you talk to him at night, Tallow, I'm not sure that I'm very comfortable about being strapped to people's backs. It's very strange sensation. I imagine quite like a person must feel when they're riding a horse.
Just close your eyes. It'll be over before you know it. That's what I
Sure
do.
it will. The only problem is that I don't have the same kind of control over my bladder and my colon as you have over yours, Tallow. So I'm quite afraid I
well,
might
Jerry.
shite myself on the way down.
No, Jerry, you got to be a good dog. You're going to be a good boy, right?
I will, but Tallow, really, it's like when we were going in that last adventure. I swear by the gods above and below, it was like I was under so much pressure my little butthole was squeezed together the whole time, and I'm afraid if I accidentally poo myself, then it might hit someone in the head.
No. You got to be a good boy, Jerry. We got a treat for you at the bottom. If you're a good boy, only if you're a good boy.
A treat! Oh, a treat! Yes, let's go. Let's go right now. Let's go right now. I will take the treat. Yes, I like the treat. Excellent. Yes. Yes.
Who has the treat? Nero.
Oh, treat,
Nero.
treat, yes, treat, yes, yes, treat. Did you say treat? I said treat, yes, treat. I will treat, yes, thank you. Please, treat, please. Come on, now. Please, treat, please. Don't make me beg. Don't make me beg, Tallow.
I give him a little treat to get in the bag.
Ah, yes, thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, that's better than the young lady's butt that I smelled yesterday morning. Oh, it's so good. All right, so you descend.
Before we put them in the bag, Tala tells Aura maybe check and make sure there's nothing in there that that's important.
We can't put him in the bag. It takes more than 10 minutes to get down there.
Strapping them to your back.
Someone,
Okay.
He might poop on your back on the way down.
You better not. Jerry.
All right, everybody on here. There's Jerry. I think that's everybody, right?
Just have
One,
dark.
two.
Can't see anything, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't see anything either.
Probably just have to
Yay.
change the bookmark.
Vision.
There we go.
Oh, do I have
Yeah.
a token?
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
got. Yeah, I just put the square there.
The little monk guy you put in.
All right.
Now I've got this on Explorer mode tonight, so or from now on, so that way you guys can see where you've been and not have to worry about, shadowed where you've been, so you can see. Sorry, has everybody got vision?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, great.
Aura gives Jerry some treats.
Who's making a map?
Cool.
Not me.
Anybody have paper?
I do. I'll give you some paper.
I
Do
don't
you
have
need a
to-
pencil?
So
I
do I
don't
need to kind of like
control
out of
my
game, like draw a map, or can we say we're mapping?
You can say you're mapping. I'm totally okay with that. You don't have to make any rolls. All he really wants is just a rough sketch of what it looks like. So
Right,
yeah,
okay.
you're totally good. So yeah, if you got paper and something to write
Yep.
on, you're good to go. Anybody can do it. This is not a cartographical skill that you'll need.
Aura hands you paper and a pencil.
Okay.
Hey, Cole, I like this. What's around us right now by the campfire right now? Is there any like leftovers or?
Yeah, so there's some pots and pans here that's sitting around, and really you don't see much else aside from a couple of tools. There is a pile of bones, like a refuse, just some animal carcasses and things have been eaten. They've now been cleaned completely, and that's about it.
Okay.
Do we want somebody to scout ahead, or should we just move in?
I can stealthily move forward and try and be hidden.
Okay.
Is Zorg an orc or half orc?
Half orc.
Half work.
Would Talis says to Zorg, does this look like the orcs?
It looks like my home. Kind of like a place I would be.
All right.
Yeah, you would know for sure this is definitely dwarven carved, but the pots and pans are in the way the fire is set up is definitely orc made. No doubt about it.
All right.
Did
very
they
good.
put traps down or anything, or are they just stupid like Bob?
Well, if you're looking for traps, you just need to roll for a perception for anything large area or investigation for something specific.
I'll start with a large one. Hey.
Nice.
Wow, nice. Oh wait, you had an 8.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Oh
my bad.
no.
I looked at the 26 up there. I was like, whoa, nice. I was like, whoa, 8. So what you see here is like the stone and the carving is all looks pretty uniform.
Yep.
So you don't notice anything that's like necessarily out of order in terms of the stone or anything like that. Right, that's what
Okay.
you see.
She will move forward stealthily. I'm guessing you
All
want
right.
a stealth roll.
Cole, has there?
Any interesting cooking spices or things in here?
Hey.
Nothing in
probably not.
this room. Yeah, nothing
Right.
in this room. You know, these orcs they're pretty simple. They eat just a few simple things. That's about it.
Right. Okay.
Are
Always
there-
looking
19
for
stealth.
always looking for a little something like a different spice or something that might be interesting. I cook.
I gotcha. Yeah, let's roll an investigation check.
You cook, I eat.
Nothing
Good
here.
Nothing here. Nothing
Oh.
out of the ordinary.
It's all right. We'll keep
They're
keep an
not-
eye out. Like famous
very-
chefs flying around the world to find that next new taste.
There you go.
Do I see any?
Okay.
Do I see anything like any like recent traffic through this area?
Yes, there's definitely disturbance in the dust where this area has been used a lot in and out. And then Tallow and Aura, as you move here, you'll notice a few things. So this is a large orc cave area. The walls and the floor of this cave have been carefully smoothed, and you can discern at least 4 routes leading off into the darkness. There are red coals that glow from the southeastern passage. There are wooden cage doors that are set up. Let's see here. Where are they showing me that? There's a crude wooden cage door that closes off the southern exit. Sorry, down here. All right, that's the cage door. There's red coals glow from the southeastern passage this way. And then a smaller cave goes off to the northeast and another far off over here. There are 3 rough beds over here. And there's a collection of various old crates and things. They're here and right here. There's furs, sacks, and rubbish that you see around.
Like processed furs, or just
Processed fur. Well, I'll say processed, but like skinned, so they're prepped to be used. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna take some.
Sure. There's a beaver, a bear, and 3 deer.
She takes all of them.
Nice.
Okay. So beaver, bear, 3
And a
deer.
bag of holding stuffing them in.
Beaver, bear, and deer. Skins.
All right.
What
Cole,
else?
my vision is kind of limited. It's not
Yeah,
changing.
It's changing.
Your vision?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's stuck on what we initially had.
Does everyone in the group have dark vision?
Yeah.
no.
There it goes.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, it says I've got that one set on 15. I'm putting everybody on 15.
Which way do we need to go, or should we go?
Well, we need to map the place. I mean, need to go everywhere. Or are you feeling lucky? Oh, what's down here to the south?
Let's.
Well, are you all right?
Big everybody?
Yes, I see it.
Good deal. So there's a cage door down here. My internet's
Hello?
going slow again. Somebody says, "Shh, we need help. Please help us."
Is the door locked, or is it just like barricaded, kind of?
It is locked.
Okay, I'll try and pick the lock.
All right, roll me a for your lock.
Guidance. Plus D4.
Thank you.
May honor will be with you. May your fingers be dexterous.
Nice.
That's the D4.
Oh, indeed.
So 22 again.
22. It's super fast. It's just in and out, bam, unlocked, clicks, no problem. You're able to
Yeah, you're
open
free.
the cage. All right, there are 2 women in here who said thank you, and they run off down the hallway.
This way?
Whoa. Wait,
Let's
They stop. It's not. They said, "Which way do we go? Which way do we go?"
We climbed out of here, so into here. So you can try and climb up if you want, or just wait until we've killed the orcs.
So they said they'll go back and wait in the room, and they'll just close the cage and act like it's locked.
Good.
Right.
And the hope,
Good pretending.
What are your names? How did you get here?
and then when you say it's safe, they'll come out.
That's good.
What's your name? How did you come to be here?
Let's see here. So one of them is Jaredale. The other one is Karana. And they said that we were kidnapped along with the little girl who we were trying to take care of. We were sneaking her to the city of Neverwinter. She's
Wait,
deeper into the dungeon.
Stole
The
Lily?
girl.
Yes, we were working with the Sisterhood to help her in Neverwinter, but we were passing through the lands in secret, and we were captured and brought here.
Who are these sisters?
We belong to a temple, a group in Neverwinter that watches for the next oracles. It's a group with representatives from each temple in Neverwinter itself, and we've been watching in case another oracle appears. We've done it for generations. But we were sidetracked and caught on the road unaware by the orcs and brought far north here.
Did you ever
We're
think
here
that
to-
maybe stealing a child might be a bad idea?
Well, we weren't stealing the child. We were working with Gear. He's a
And
Harper
who do you-
agent.
They took that child.
We
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
orcs-
Wait,
Easy, all right?
so you took the
Well, we
child
heard
under
about-
Gare's instruction to spirit her away to this group up north? This
No,
temple
no.
up north?
We were trying to get her to Neverwinter, but under the guise of something different, of family members. We were trying to pretend we were her family to get her to Neverwinter. We didn't want to attract any attention. But then we were attacked by individuals with orcs and wearing these robes, and they captured us and the little girl. They killed the caravan guard. We were supposed to meet with Gear to get the little girl the rest of the way to Neverwinter.
Right.
We don't
We're
know
trying to
how
help
they even
her.
knew.
We're trying to protect her. Where is she? We're here to say we're here to get her.
We were locked in this
Where's
cage.
Lily?
Do you
He
know
says we were
Amos?
locked in this cage, and they took her somewhere deeper into the dungeon. We're not sure where. But there's
Did
not just
Amos-
orcs here. There's a giant ogre who rules this level of the dungeon. You have to be careful.
Mm. That's bad news.
Thank you for letting us know.
Do you know your way around here? Could you tell us which way to go?
We don't. Our heads were bagged when we came here, and they threw us here. They took the bags and throw us scraps. We don't know where we are.
Right.
What do you know of Amos?
Amos? We don't. I don't know an Amos. Neither of us know an Amos.
It's the girl's father.
Amos, we don't know him. We weren't told much about the girl, only something about the Oracle.
Where did you take her from?
We traveled south from Tribor, then through Longsaddle to Mirabar. It
So
was
you
there.
stole her from Tribor?
No, it was her parents. They said something about her traveling with her grandfather to Tribor,
Right.
but we never met him. We only met her parents. Well, her parents and her sister and her two brothers. We don't know what happened to them. They were still fine. They were in Mirabar, but they weren't to travel with us. The whole trip was supposed to be secret.
What is their
We don't-
name?
Who? The parents?
Yes.
Lily's parents. Phineas is her father. Andrea is her mother. Her brother's name is Jacob, I believe, and I can't remember her sister's name. Which all sounds correct. They know the details of the family.
Can Aura lock the thing again?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna lock it.
All right. So you just slip the pick in and click, and you lock it. You
I'll
know,
think
they're,
of opening it again.
they're like, "What are you
Once we're done.
doing? You can't just leave us here with this thing locked. They could come back."
Yeah, well, you shouldn't take children. See you later. She walks away.
Smack them out. All right. So again, you've got some very rough beds, and then you've got lots and lots of crates that are over here.
Tello was saying, Tello is confused. What I missed something. So they were transporting Lily to. They were taking her to Neverwinter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What-
Gear
why-
was working with the parents. Yeah. So Gear was working with the parents to move Lily from her home to Neverwinter, so that they were
And
in
Gare
an
was the
agreement.
guy with Amos.
I'm sorry.
Gare was the guy with Amos.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were doing it in secret in the case somebody wanted, so no one would know who Lily was.
Take the girl. They
somehow-
were just escorting her.
Yeah, they're escorting.
Why
her.
are we
Yeah.
so suspicious of Garadell and Corona?
I got Corona.
Corona?
Corona, maybe.
Urana.
Coura.
Tell me asking the group, after he'll after we're we lock them back up, he'll whisper to Aura, "Why are we so suspicious? What are you getting from them? Why are you so suspicious of them?"
Well, Amos said that she was kidnapped. These people are saying that it was all part of a plan. I don't trust them. Who are they?
I
But
think
Amos
there's
was-
two issues going on here, if I may.
Yeah, please.
They had their one plan to secret this child to Neverwinter, and then they were in fact kidnapped by these orcs.
Yes.
I think what's being conflated is maybe there's not two kidnappings. There's one is moving people in secret and them getting kidnapped, and we're sort of confusing that they did the kidnapping.
And
They
everybody,
all
could
work
everybody
with
roll me a? Sorry about that, George. Didn't mean to interrupt you there. Could everybody roll me an investigation check?
Cole, can I make an insight check to see if they are telling the truth, if they were trustworthy, Garadell and Corona?
Sure. Do you want to do that before I give Mitchell his since he rolled high enough? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give Mitchell. I'm going to go ahead and give Mitchell in that case of the 5 there. One bit of information, Mitchell, that Zorg is going to remember as they're discussing this is that the orcs never left anyone alive except for the girl.
Ah.
I'll kind of inform the group of that.
Okay. So there's some level of suspicion here. We can leave him in the cage for now.
I agree.
It's,
I agree.
It's
Sort it
very,
out
very
later.
fishy. I don't trust those.
Which way do you guys want to go?
Are there any markers?
minute.
Can I make
Didn't they say how did they even know?
Exactly. Like it's weird.
any markings of like beating up or kind of damage to the females?
There are none.
Okay.
Does it look like they have been well fed, or do they look like emaciated? Like, do they look?
So your investigation has 16, so I'm going to say that they do not look emaciated. They look like they've been fed.
Why would they be kept in cages if they were in league with them? They didn't know we were coming. I mean, this couldn't have been staged for our benefit.
Aura seemed very adept at picking that lock. I mean, she would know. Like, is there any I mean, there's not like a trick to it. It's not like there would be like a secret button where they could let themselves out.
That's a good question.
It's a great question. So yeah, the lock is real.
But there's no there wasn't any kind of mechanisms that attached to it that they could push a button inside.
Correct.
There was?
No, there's nothing inside. There's
okay.
nothing they could release themselves. No, sorry. Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
damn.
literally locked up.
All right, good read on those two
Yeah, very
Evil.
good.
evil looking.
Let's see here.
Win.
Tallow, your
Alright.
perception. Oh, I don't have George, what's your passive perception?
13, I believe.
13. Okay, so that means Tallow is going to pick this up. Tallow, there's hidden amongst all of the rubble right above you a very tiny box. And a sort of a long box. I guess maybe it's like maybe a foot long. And there is a symbol on it that you find that's strange, carved into this wooden box.
He does not recognize it. Is it a religious symbol? Is it?
It is a circle with a circle inside it and a cross through it.
Oh, what's there? Variance. I can't quite reach that. Can you get that?
I reach for
What
it.
is it?
Right, so you grab the same symbol on this strange little wooden box.
Excuse me, while they're doing this, may I make a check to recognize the symbol as well?
Absolutely.
Religion?
This would be not religion, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, you just
That's
would
lucky.
not be. Let's see here. Actually, I have to check on this one because that's a good question on this. This is going to be history.
History. Nope.
It's a symbol that while you can't plug the exact name necessarily, it reminds you of perhaps one of the older, more secretive societies who you may have read about before. It has a latch on the box that is not locked.
Would Aura have seen this?
Are you watching them as they look at the box?
Yeah, I said, what did you find, or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you would see the symbol very clearly on the top of that box.
Open it very carefully. We don't know what's in here.
Check for traps on it, maybe?
Maybe. Do you want me to look?
Yeah, take a look.
What do you want from sleight of hand?
Yeah. Oh, for looking at traps? Investigation.
Yeah. Investigation. Why did I not pick that one? Actually, oh damn, I probably would have, but that's okay.
It doesn't seem like there are any traps on the box. It's like very finely made, ornate box with the carving on the top.
All right.
I'll open it.
Looks good.
All right. Inside this box are two finely made curved daggers. And there are symbols that are etched into the blades, the black blades of each of these daggers.
Oh,
Aura, this
Look at
looks like it
those
might be up
things.
your alley. I hand
Do
the box
these,
over to her.
do these daggers seem similar to the curved weapons the evil person was wielding outside of the inn or the manor?
They do. Yeah, they do.
This is connected. I give the box to Aura.
Okay, you will need to attune to these. And
you
you
will
will
take them.
yes, and you will and it has a dexterity requirement of 16 to use them.
Which I have.
Yes. All right. So once you attune to them, and these are not in the DnD. Gee, this is custom. So these are daggers. So these are
Are we
venom
hanging out here
fang.
for an hour to attune to these things?
Well,
Probably
I don't know. But that way you can write it down because it's getting late. But I'll go ahead and give you what they do, and then you can, if you guys want to rest here, that's fine. You can barricade the kitchen or something. I'm fine with that. We'll continue. So we just got to here, but they're venom fang daggers, and as long as you will both of them, okay, so you have both of them, one in each hand.
right.
They're going to do 1d6 instead of 1d4, like
Wow.
short swords. If you throw one, you
Ooh.
can use your bonus action to make it reappear in your hand.
Nice.
Oh my god.
That is exactly what. Hello is excited for Aura.
Oh my god.
Aura-
Okay.
This is going to be your rare your first rare item. Yeah, you use your bonus action, and whatever dagger you throw reappears in your hand. But in order to get the bonus on the dexterity or the 1d6s, you have to be wielding both of them at the same time.
So it would be 1d4 for throwing.
Yes.
Or would it be... Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yep. So because it's technically leaving your hand,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So,
No, that
but then
totally
it can
makes sense.
reappear. So basically, you could throw it, use your bonus action, and it reappears in your hand, and you still got the offhand attack.
That would do 1d6.
Yes, because now it goes back to your hand.
Oh man, that is so cool.
Yep. So there's your first rare item.
Nice.
All right. And you know what, George, you asked me about this before, so I'm going to throw this toward you too. You are going to find a collection of rare spices that have been taken as well from some
Ooh.
caravan from Lower Kalishan, as well as a recipe book for some stuff. You there, George?
Yes, just taking a note.
Cool. And as you're going through the box that you see, you find a design in there for what looks to be some type of Kalishan tattoo.
All right. Do I need
All
a
right.
tattoo artist to use it?
Yeah, you'll need to tattoo it on yourself to use it. And I need to pull up my... Oh, where'd it go? Here we go. Rarities. I'm looking for where it is. I gotta pull it up. Tattoo. I can't seem to find it in the daggum book. Where are you? Where are you? Well, where is it? I may have to use the Unearthed Arcana one. And there it is. There we go. Sorry, it's taking so long. Blah 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 blah. Where are you at? There we go. All right, so this is going to be your first uncommon item, George. It will fill your so it's half a limb or the scalp. So we're going to go with arms, or like forearms here.
Okay.
And this is going to be where is it?
Testing.
Testing. Looks like uncommon. George, if you I'll tell you how I go. I googled 5e tattoos unearthed arcana. So we're gonna go with this one is an absorption or an absorbing tattoo. Well, that's very rare. This has got to be uncommon. Coiling grasp. It looks like is one uncommon. Eldritch claw. Just like let's restrain. Oh yeah, this is where we're gonna do the Eldritch Claw tattoo. It's an uncommon, wondrous item. Requires attunement. You'll have it so when you have it attuned is basically when you have it actually tattooed on yourself. You get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with unarmed strikes, and they're considered magical to overcome immunity.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's uncommon. Yep. So that's that's in the unearthed arcana. So if everybody's okay with me just using that because the tattoos are awesome.
Yeah.
Unearthed Arcana tattoos is on page 9. Eldritch Claw tattoos. That's going to be your first tattoo. And there happens to be one final thing. Mitchell, this one's for you, your barbarian. There's a big damn great sword.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to go with a simple +1 greatsword because the +1 greatswords with barbarians are awesome. So what we'll just do is you'll just need to bump the damage up on your great axe to a +1 on all of them. And you'll have yourself a magical masterwork +1 greatsword. And so everyone should have their first uncommon item, and 2 people should have their first rare items. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hang on one second. Explain that to me again. Sorry.
Oh no, it's good. Let's see here. So
Wow.
Zorg.
Does
Here
this
she-
do this Eldritch Maul thing too?
Yeah. That's the uncommon tattoo. That's what's crazy. All right, great axe. So we're gonna add 1 there, and then 1 there, and that should take care of it. So now it's automatically in there.
Okay.
And gentlemen, it is about 11:30, so I think this is a good place to stop.
Nice.
Cole, if I could, just one more thing before we
Absolutely,
go.
yeah, go ahead.
Interrupt anyone. So Tallow actually has the lucky ability with Halfling. So he rolled a 1 on his insight. Could I re-roll that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. And tell me
So
which
this
one
one
this
was-
insight was for.
Detecting the prisoner's intent.
Ah, yes. Okay, so yeah, so all right, so as you've been watching.
I'm just going back through my notes. So Amos said that Lily was taken by some Black Riders, and you said it was a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
And where was she taken?
She was taken on the road on the way to Neverwinter.
On the way to Neverwinter. So we have Amos's account, we have their account of what happens, and we're comparing that to these two women, their account of what happened. So where did they say they how did they get her? How did they come across her?
So they claimed that they were trying to secretly move her from Mirabar, where she is from originally, to Neverwinter in
Right.
secret, and they claimed
so
that
Tallow-
someone found out.
And so Tallow asked, when did they come across Lily, and where did they come across Lily?
They say a few weeks ago, and they were under orders from Gare to move her.
And where did
Was
they find
working
her?
with Amos. They found her in Tribor.
They found her in Tribor and moved up to Mirabar, and they were going to go across to Neverwinter. So they were working with her parents to do that. They claim that they heard about her grandfather, but they never met him.
Their story is clearly inconsistent with. I guess what I'm saying. Their story is clearly inconsistent with Amos.
Yeah.
You would know also with your insight check that as they're talking at the grandfather, you begin to also remember that Amos is also why didn't it come up in Tasha's? I kept searching for that damn thing in my own
Yeah, that's weird.
freaking companion. That's weird. It wouldn't come up. I need to check my setting on it. Lily hardly ever leaves Amos's side. That's her
Yeah.
granddad. So that's an
Right.
inconsistency. And you also know that you notice these 2 women are wearing very dark robes.
Would because I was spending so much time, or Aura would have been spending so much time with Lily and Amos. Would she have known that, like, anything about the Lily's parents?
Yeah, I don't think Amos and Lily ever really talked about her parents. I'm sure that, but now you've been spending all the time with Amos in the shop, though. Yeah, they would have talked about the parents. So the parents are not from Mirabar. They're actually from a village closer to Silvery Moon.
Silvery Moon?
Yeah, they're closer to there. The two women said that they were from Mirabar.
Right.
And Amos lives in Tribor, but he travels between Tribor, Long Saddle, Mirabar, and Silvery Moon in his trade travel. So you would have gathered all that information because you're working at the shop. You know the
Right.
trade routes. So so at this point, you and Tallow especially were asking these questions and insight and everything.
And now it's crazy that they wanted to run off to the west. Like now, like I mean, again, like or a great job. Much again, Tal a little slow in the take, but the way they want to run down that hallway.
But they are prisoners. They are prisoners. You know that too. So that is I think the big mystery is if they're prisoners,
Two factions vying for this girl.
possibly so.
That's good.
Well, I think that's a good place to stop and let you guys keep wondering what the hell's going on.
Cool.
So that was a cool game.
Great session, man. Thanks a lot, Cole. That was great.
Yeah,
That's
that was
cool.
awesome. Good job.
Yep. Now that
was a
some
lot
of
of
you are
fun.
paranoid.
Thanks for including me.
Well, George, we
Yeah,
play
thanks for
in
joining
2
in.
weeks. We're I think 2 weeks if that's good. And yeah, George, you're more than welcome to keep playing with us, man. If you got time. 25th, same time, same bat channel.
Sounds good.
Wow,
Cool.
sounds
For me.
great. Thank you very much.
Cool. 25th February,
And
7 o'clock.
videos posted already as well. So if you need to look back at anything or if you miss anything, you can watch the video.